Hey, True Believers, England Teen here. It's the end of the year. Time for the countdowns. We're going to be doing the worst of the year here. The worst comic books of 2021. Now, I don't know if we're going to do Gabby's the way we normally do them, where we have votes and everything. What I want to do is I want to have a conversation. I want to talk about the worst comics of 2021, at least June to... it was July, actually. July all the way to December, because we do have a Gabby video here that covers the first 6 months. I like to break it up into 6 months because, sometimes you forget when I do the Gabbies, it's very end of the year heavy. So that's why I started putting one in June, so we could actually remember the great and horrible books that were put out. For a lot of people, Future State covered both of those territories, the worst and the best of the year. So I want to talk about some of the worst comic books that have been put out there in the last 6 months. And if we're going to go through with the same structure as the Gabbies, where I'm going to go from topic to topic, and we're going to talk about a few of our worst as we go along. So we're going to stay on brand as far as that's concerned. I'd like to thank Evil Black Cat and VENKMAN for showing up and helping me out with this.
What is up, people?
And I don't know, man. We've had some interesting books come along. I think there are going to be a few that may sweep. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to say anything, but there's a background I decided to choose that I thought maybe, I'm not trying to persuade anybody, though. Obviously, if you love a certain book, that's fine. Not everybody is going to like the same thing. Joe got your auction books. I'm glad. Were they yours? Because I just found out I made a huge mistake with CHRONONAUGHT and Darkness Comes. I unfortunately I got them crossed. First time I've done this in 2 years. Yikes.
Right?
Almighty Jack, I certainly hope he got his, because he got the freaking Thor and the slab book. So yeah, he's saying, can't stay. I'm at the gym. I need my iron pumping music. Dun 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 dun. Lightning in my hands.
Well, if you're pumping iron, you need like Iron Man.
Yeah, or one really, really powerful air pump. Dad jokes. I got them. So yeah, we're going to be talking about
pumping Iron Man.
Say yes. Some of the we're going to be talking about some of the worst of comics in the last 6 months, and we're going to go down the line here. The first topic that we always talk about whenever we're doing the Gabbies is the writer-artist fall from grace. Now, this is someone who has been doing good work. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is awesome stuff. What the hell have they been writing these days? That's the kind of thing that we're looking for here. The writer and artist that just nailed it and then had a serious fall from grace. And when I bring that up, is there anyone that comes to mind to you, RDV?
For trying to think of like readers I've been reading that has sucked.
Is there?
It's weird for me because I like to comment on a certain book, but I notice that I can't really say she fall from grace. She's kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out on certain books. I'm trying to think of who's been writing a good book than just the books that started.
I'm going to bring someone up. I am. I'm going to bring somebody up here, and I really should have been. I should have gotten a whole bunch of pictures, but I have no idea. We're doing this on the fly here.
Off the cuff
and on the fly. What are we thinking of? This is not
Where
something
is the professionalism?
Nowhere near this site, dude. Never has been, probably never will be. Otherwise, I would have gotten freaking CHRONONAUGHT and Darkness Comes, their books. But I'm going to tell you this. I absolutely 100% enjoyed Deceased. And for a while there, I would tell you that Tom Taylor was just kicking all sorts of ass until he brought up it isn't just this either, is it? He's got a couple of them that he dropped the ball on, right?
He dropped the ball severely on Nightwing, and that is what I would.
That's right. For. He turned He turned Nightwing into a socialist, and he turned Superboy gay in an instant. There's no story to it. Have you read this? It's boom, boom, boom. Let me go do this. Let me go do this. Let me go do this. Hey, splash page. There was no story here. There's no self-discovery. There was nothing that actually looked into the character of Jonathan Kent on his journey of self-awareness. The fact that Jonathan Kent is gay is not a bad thing. We had no idea. This is not like the Tim Drake thing where for 30 years we see thought bubbles. It's how Tom Taylor handled this. And he did such a great job with the Deceased books. And he was really on a roll for a while. And then to me, he just hit a freaking wall. So my nominee for this is Tom Taylor. If anybody else wants to throw theirs,
that was going to be mine as well. But for Nightwing, what he did to Nightwing,
and that's Tom Taylor that wrote the Nightwing books.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Tom Taylor. I got that. Yeah, just kind of did not sit with me. And by the way, if y'all want to know, on the Old Man Comics, I did a review of the issue and such of Nightwing. I got the slabs a couple weeks ago. They are beautiful and love them, says Almighty Jack. Good. On third day Christmas, my friends gave to me some nominations for the Gabbies. We definitely have Tom Taylor, Nerdette, saying he didn't turn turn Nightwing into a socialist. We disagree on that. But oh, by the way, I thought actually, Nerdette, you want to get together and talk about something that we both agree on? I'd love to talk to you about the Black Pill Association. Let's see. Almighty Jack's the only one that comes to mind. Well, I'd say Donny Cates because Crossover was so horrible, but honestly, I quit reading. Actually, so did I. Crossover. Say again?
No, I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Crossover to me was a great idea that had some poor execution. I really enjoyed the idea. It's kind of like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit situation where comic book characters and such are invading the real world. So I thought it was a really good, like I said, it's a really good premise, but I just don't think he stuck the landing on it. Oh, the Black Pill associate, that the Black Pill, being Black Pilled from this, I learned the term recently, so I'm using it a lot. It's basically someone who hates everything right out of the gate without reading, without seeing, or giving it its day in court. Alrighty. Hello to Slither. What's up? Tim Seeley for the Robins. You know, I missed that. Did y'all read the Robins book?
I didn't. I skipped it.
I'll tell you what, Robin is good. I recommend that one, but yeah. Let's get rid of these guys. Isn't Tom Taylor the tastes like bigotry and mustard guy? Yeah. He's that guy. But I swear he was doing great work for a while. He's a hit and miss. Look, we did a comic book reading recently of Tom King's a Christmas story he wrote. It's actually a Hanukkah story. Incredible story. Tom King is very capable of writing a good story, but unfortunately, somewhere along the line, he kind of got into his own head. He started believing his own press, and I think he went off the rail. Let's see. So the Fall from Grace category prereqs are somebody who was doing artist or writer who was doing great work, but for some reason in the last 6 months or so, just seemed to hit a wall.
And it doesn't have to be Marvel and DC. This is any comic book. Independents, too.
Yeah, Marvel Comics, independent. Oh, well, no, the book that I reviewed was a while back. Judging by the Black Widow, she's actually gotten better. What was the writer for Black Widow? What's her name?
Kelly Thompson. But she's also currently sucking on Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, wow. That's
with Gleason. And
that is sad.
Well, I think it's because the whole narrative of the book is like, let's shelf Spider-Man and just bring in Ben Reilly again, because that went well the first time.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
time.
for those of you who are jumping on and you're wondering, next week we will be covering the best of 2021. I just like to end on a high note when we do our list. So when we do our conversations,
You look up.
but there we go. So we got a couple. Wait to Spider-Man this week. You'll cry because it's good or because it's bad.
Hey, Nerdette.
Yeah, that's the question. Dehillium saying sometimes writers crap the bed and then they overflow that bed with crap. So far, we've got two here. We got Tom
The
Taylor
first,
and
I'll say this.
Tim
I'll just say
Seeley,
though,
but
the first
lot of people
issue
were-
they did for the main Spider-Man with this with Ben Reilly was all right because
Yeah.
Peter was still active, moving around. I like when they're working together, but then like Peter goes into a coma and it's just Ben, just pretty much like corporate sponsored Scarlet Spider.
I have to admit though, I don't read a lot of Marvel and DC anymore. I really kind of steered towards independent comics, so it's a very strange situation for me.
Kind of going that way too. I mean, I had to sit through Dan Slott's run. Then I had Superior Spider-Man where they showed Peter again, you know, and had Doc Ock in his body. So I had to sit through that stuff. I just want Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you know, Ben Reilly can have his own comic book, like Kane had his own book.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next topic. Okay.
Also, Dominic, to answer your question, there's an hour 20-minute live stream on this channel for that.
A what?
Nerdette, you should drop on.
Oh, I actually did a Stephanie Phillips
Live stream.
And look, here's the thing. I've got to be honest. The title is a little bit clickbaity. It bakes clicks. It's like a pastry. No, it's a little clickbaity because Stephanie Phillips doesn't know how to structure comics. I don't think would have grabbed people in as much as the writing. I've got more than a few
Stephanie Phillips.
I get those two mixed up so much. Kelly Thompson and Stephanie Phillips. But anyway, I got more than a couple of her books, and I started realizing something about her, and not just her, but a lot of people around the industry. They stopped writing for the trades and they start writing for the screen. So especially when it comes to independent comic books and when it comes to their miniseries, they seem like a part one. So you sometimes don't have complete stories. Great ideas, just not great executions because it feels like there's parts of the story missing. Like it should have either been expanded, or maybe this is a part one to maybe a 4-part story, but it's not explained as such. I pointed out to, I think it was Red Atlantis was the book that I pointed out. Once again, great premise. And that's why I'm going to call that video, especially the title, a clickbait, because I actually don't think she's a bad writer. I just think that you have to make sure that you've got one complete story that maybe have plot threads that would then leap over to the next mini series. And I think she's failed on that point.
I don't know. I've been enjoying her A Man Among Ye. It's been phenomenal. Been really enjoying that.
Yeah, once again, I'm not saying even in spite of the title, I'm not saying she's a bad writer. It's just that I don't think Stephanie Phillips knows how to structure a comic would have brought.
I haven't read a lot of her independent books, but I've been reading the Harley Quinn here and there, and it's been all right. But it's the art from Riley Rossmo just makes it really, really just like, if I can just get this audiobook, give it to me.
We'll get to the artist soon here, Bubba. Right now, and Nerdette saying the next issue of Spider-Man is phenomenal. Bendis will be ruining John Samuel Ken again in JL versus Legion of Superheroes. I am not looking forward to. I want the Legion back, because whatever that is that Bendis is doing is not the Legion. Hello to Jughead. What's up? Throw Hickman in for X-Men. Is he still doing X-Men? I thought he was done with that.
Hickman left. He's at over at the Stack, whatever that's called.
He's done with the main X-Men title. He's doing a follow-up miniseries, and he's done leaving.
Oh, is that X-Men Green?
Okay.
No,
I'm gonna first I'll read off Almighty Jackson, then I'm gonna segue into the second one with my pick here, with another pick anyway. He's saying I'd nominate Gary Dugan for Fall from Grace. His X-Men stuff has been bad, and I generally love his stuff, so I was disappointed and had to drop the series. And one more that I would like to say is, and this is sad to say, but I think a lot of people who have been reading it might agree with me. And if you don't, that's okay. Everybody has different opinions. We're not one of those channels. But here's the thing. Chip Zdarsky has been writing one hell of a kick-ass run on Daredevil. Until recently. until oh yeah, about the last 6 months. It's hit a roadblock. It really
I disagree.
I don't think that it has been as good as the past issues.
Well, yeah, I'll agree. I'll give you that, but I don't say it's atrocious.
Well, you're right. It's not. But I will use this moment in my nomination of Chip Zdarsky there to actually go to the next category, which would be the character that has had a fall from grace, a character that just seemed everybody's loving, everybody's going great.
Can I say one?
I will put Daredevil down for the stories that's been going along. The fact that Matt Murdock put himself in prison and seems to want to be a martyr all the way through. And it's this one note character that it's like, oh God, come on, dude. He became insufferable in his own book. And also in that book itself, I'm sorry guys, if they know who Elektra is, they're not going to go, oh, Daredevil, how you no, they're going to be like, Elektra, what you doing in Daredevil's clothes? It doesn't make sense. It never made sense to me when this happens.
It will,
because people know.
In January.
If you guys saw me in the NRA hat, you'll be like, why are you wearing Venkman's hat? It's okay. Anyway, who did you want to
First of all, don't steal my hat.
I'm not stealing your hat. You got that. Okay.
No, I was gonna say Jonathan Kent. He crashed.
All righty. Explain why, sir.
Well, I said he used to be a lovable character, and then he was violently aged up by an evil guy. Lex Luthor type, and then he had Tom Taylor said, "Hey, let's just change his sexuality just for a virtue signal, without even giving backed log information as far as that." Because no one just decides one day it's like, you know what, after 2 issues in this little mini series, I'm gonna come out as gay, and then I'm gonna ignore the crime and say my dad doesn't know how to fight crime at all.
Oh my gosh, yes, and this has nothing to do with the coming out. Once again, there's nothing wrong with John Kent coming out because you never knew. But
they
right.
use it to hide how horrible Superman he is.
But you're right. In that book, John Kent's like, well, you never really helped the Earth, did you? Go yourself, you little brat.
He went against Darkseid, you little shit.
Holy crap! You're right. You're right. He did do that. I was, oh my gosh.
He should just talk to him instead.
Not to mention assaulting the harbor police when the illegal aliens were coming in. Yeah, there was he did the cover that a lot of people complain about, or I think it was like a splash page in there where it was a cover where he's protesting and there's an alien destroying the city.
Yeah, that hasn't come out yet.
What? Okay.
The alien? I'm sure not.
We got something to talk about in the future.
Hey, Dalton.
And everyone is gonna take my picks today, so I'll just sit here judging everyone in the chat.
Tim Drake, because he's not my problem. Okay, here's the thing with, and I want to get to Robert's comment in just a second here, but one thing I have a problem when it comes to any character that's announced as being gay, and I am not the only person. We have gay viewers, and they don't like this either. But there's a certain way characters start getting drawn, and certain way characters start getting written anytime they come out, and it is not the same as they were before. Look, Iceman should have been 30 at the time, in his 30s. When they did the adult version coming out. Now, if they stayed with the kid, the one that Marvel Girl actually, did the little mental, hey, you're gay. No, I'm not. Wait a second. Yes, I am. if they stuck with him, okay, fine. But they decided to go adult Bobby. But then they wrote adult Bobby as if he were the teenager. That story, and they wrote him extraordinarily stereotypical. It was like a 1980s sidekick gay character. That's how they wrote Bobby. And they always have that come hither scratching the back of the head pose while, you know, while shirtless. It gets a little bit, they're not the character anymore. That's
I want to second what Nerdad said. Nature Girl. She started off in 2014 of the Wolverine and the X-Men Volume 2. It's a much better character. Instead, I guess Hickman decided. I think Hickman's the one who was writing that X-Men Green, whatever that was, that online thing.
No, he's the one doing the main story. This is a backup story.
Wait, is Nature Girl the one that killed somebody?
Killed a guy.
Yeah.
Now, what's the team that was like,
Emma Frost gave her defense, saying like, "Oh, yeah, it's okay. She doesn't follow your rules anyway. She's not human. She's a mutant."
Yeah, it's still murder.
I know.
Let's see. Robert's saying, have any of the Substack hires actually produced any books at all? Those deals reek of tech startup money chasing growth, but getting burned to nothing in the process. I'm not saying that him being gay is worse than Nature Girl being a terrorist. I'm just saying Jonathan being a shitty Superboy, and saying he's better than his dad, and then he's basically stopped a guy from arresting, detaining a citizen. You know, he's doing his job, the Border Patrol guard. Mm-hmm. Catwoman and Tom King's Batman Catwoman. I actually like Catwoman in that story.
Like, he actually broke the law. Jonathan Kent broke the law, and then he basically said he threatened a federal agent, basically who was doing his job protecting the border, and said if you don't let that guy go, we're gonna have problems, pretty much. So in a way he is, but I'm not saying but they're both were ruined. I'm not saying one's worse than the other. I mean, one did murder, I guess, but John ignoring the giant monster in the background that's killing people, I'd say that's probably murder too.
Well, he actually did attack the border guards. That's okay. So I nominate Jason Aaron, Fall from Grace.
We're just upset the fact that they use him like coming out as a virtual signal nod. I don't care. I don't care if he's gay. It's just that it's so much pandering. It's offensive.
Here's the thing, and I'm actually going to I'm going to attack our side on this one, or at least us. There is an element that would have complained, even if it was something that was a bit of self-discovery. It just, I mean, how would it have been? I think it would have been a greater story. I think it would have been something like, okay,
like you said, I don't mind it being a gay Superman. I just don't like the when you make him gay out of the blue just to get hey, look, guys, I did my part.
I think there's an element that goes looking for and finds stuff in where it isn't. Let's see. Does Mr. Miracle count for Fall from Grace? Goodness gracious. Does he? I don't know because I don't think they were doing anything with Shiloh Norman before they put him out there, but it just was bad writing. Horrible comic. Agreed. John Eskin as well as Tim Drake says to Hilliam, and they could get right for the writer for Better Call Saul, but no, they go Jason Aaron for Punisher. Yeah, I don't
Jason
know
Aaron.
What's going on with him. We haven't seen it yet. That might be fodder for next. I hope it's good though. I hope they do something good with them. Future State Robin. That was in the first 6 months, but the Future State books, I know they were hit and miss all over the place. I gotta tell you, I like the Catwoman books. In all honesty, I liked a lot of the Batman books. The Robin, I agree with you. The Robin Eternal thing wasn't great. And hello to Dalton and
John DeRose. Far Sector was the most horrific SJW trash I've ever read. It made I Am Not Starfire look like Hemingway. I've never read either one of them, but
I'm so far behind on these.
John, Far Sector won't count because it was not during July to August.
We're
counting July to August. Far Sector.
Yeah, we're doing that. Maybe we should just open it up to the to the whole year. Since
That was
everybody-
last year. That would have counted as
okay.
2020.
Since everybody wants to talk about it, I'm willing. If you got something you want to talk about that is the whole year, then by all means.
John, you bought both books just to burn them. If you want to give your money away, I'll take it. You know.
But yeah, I actually there were titles in the Future State that I did like. And hold on, let me put the bird to bed. God dang it, dumbass bird! I didn't want the light in my eyes. There you go. Hold on just a sec, guys.
That's okay.
Take some comments. I'll be right back.
But yeah, there's a lot of books I haven't been buying because I know that they're just going to be like just either miniseries, which are kind of getting annoying too. These 6-issue miniseries. What's the point of buying it? I'll just wait to the trade. You know, that's another thing that's really bothering me too now is with DC. Everything is 6 issues.
Yeah, well, that's been a while now.
But no, but
all
Mike,
the
but they
stories
pushed
seem
it.
like 5 or 6 issues.
Well, that's what Josh Williamson. He did that Infinite, whatever, not Infinite Frontier, whatever it's going on. Now he's got Justice League Incarnate or whatever, Infinite.
Yeah,
which is basically the same. It's basically like the second half would have been like the 6 issues. Why are they 6 issues? If you're just going to do this, say continue the same story, make it an ongoing. It's annoying.
Authenticator's here so he could nominate the death of Doctor Strange for that one.
And then we get the Spear Awards, the birth of the best Doctor Strange.
I actually I'll tell you what, I liked the first issue of the death of Doctor Strange, and then Marvel marveled it. It's like, oh my gosh, they've got a good premise here. I'm impressed. Let's see where this goes. And then I got the second issue. I was like, I did not see that wall there. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Dominic saying, go back up. He said something about.
Yeah, I got that one as well.
All right.
For the
we apologize if we're not reading them all the comments out.
Yeah,
he likes to go on his rants. So
I do. That's what I do here. Yes. Right. There hasn't been appearance of Scott Free since Silo became I'm Not Mr. Miracle. Look, I only read the first issue of that Mr. Miracle, the new Mr. Miracle run. I have to be honest with that. But in that first issue, and was that since July? In that first issue, you have actually it is eligible for this. So that's going to go down. But in that first issue, he starts off in space because he's doing a stunt. He's going to be doing a dive. And he's getting paid for this stunt. And then he does an entire speech about white privilege. After also you see his apartment. The man's rich as hell. The man was in freaking space. And he wants to talk about privilege. I'm sorry. You're where Elon Musk is. It's just, I could not believe what I was reading. And it was just like that all throughout the freaking book. Oh, woe is freaking me. Shut it. Just shut it. My gosh, you're picking the wrong characters. You should be picking
Spider-Man, where everything is just like depressing.
My goodness gracious. Yeah, that
the only person that should be complaining and is in character is Peter Parker because he's broke all the time.
Yeah. Mr. Miracle was a piece of shit. And you know what? It's not Mr. There are some books and some movies and some things out there that are created out of spite and just hatred.
And Mr. Miracle was one of them.
Mr. Miracle seemed to be. It was like, my gosh, I'm going to give it to the man.
The new milestone.
You are the man. You're in control of it. At this point, you are the freaking man. Holy crap. That pissed me off. That book was so bad. Mr. Miracle deserves better. You know who also does, since I'm talking about this, it's going on? Static. Static deserved better. Milestone deserved better. Holy because I remember that freaking rant. I remember that live stream. I read in order. I read the other side of the DC history. I read Milestone, and then I read Mr. Miracle, and I had to do a freaking rant. And I'm like, why? Why would you do this to these characters? Read the other. No, don't. Well, If you don't believe me, go on ahead. Check out the other side of the DC history to find out what horrible stereotypes these characters, who a lot of people love. Granted, they're not the most popular characters in the DC pantheon, but a lot of us do love the Black Lightning. A lot of us do love Katana. And what crap writing. Yeah, congratulations. You directed 12 Years a Slave. Now go back to directing because you're a shit comic book writer, freaking John Ridley. Holy crap, he was bad. Those are horrible, horrible books. And Milestone, I've been waiting damn 20 years. 20 years to see the Milestone books come back. And this is what they do.
I've been waiting 20 years for this shit.
Damn straight. Some of you guys are only 20 years old, and that's how long we've been waiting for this. And they bring it back like that. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next topic, and this one might be a quicker one to talk about because you have your characters who fall from grace, but then you have the ones that just seem to be everywhere. They're way overused. They are, you know what? We don't need another book starring this character.
Damn. I was gonna say character fell from grace, but she doesn't fall from grace until next year, January.
You can't say that. When you read it, then maybe, you know.
Well, it's Trini Howard killing, ruining Catwoman, going from Ram V. That's a fall from grace right there.
You don't know. It might be better. Probably not. But okay, so here's something, man. Right away, we get too many Batman books. Batman. And as Almighty Jack's singing, I love Batman. I gotta tell you, you have to be right? I mean, at one point, what is it? Batman Fortnite, Batman Detective. I Am Not Batman, or no, it was I Am Not Star. I Am Batman. Batman the Imposter, Batman the Detective, Batman Urban Legend. Can't argue it.
Yeah, Urban Legends, the Detective Comics, the main Batman. And he had Imposter, Batman the Reptilian, or Reptile, whatever it is.
And we're talking about in the last 6 months.
I Am Batman.
That's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. In the last 6 months, we get this. Holy crap! And X-Men, too many X books. Yeah, I gotta tell you something, and this is just me.
That is true. There is more X-Men books than there is Marvel books.
Here's the thing. Think about this. Not every X-Men deserves a book, even if you put them in a. Hey, look, not everybody could be the X-Men. Sometimes you got to be the Fallen Angels. You give them their 8 issues. You realize it doesn't work. You send them away. But it like, oh wait, we've got more mutants. What we should put them in a book too. Here you go. Yeah, you know, that's actually easy and done. I might even go on to the next thing here. 8 different Black Label Batman series. At this point, Batman could have his own company. It's the Batman Company.
Batman Inc.
Yeah.
Detective Comics.
Right, there you go. Hey, oh my gosh. Yes, that works.
He only needs 2, really. The Batman and then Detective Comics.
I think he needs like a main Batman series, Detective Comics, and one that's like Legends of the Dark Knight set whenever, like it's timeless.
I was happy with Batman Beyond, and then you had your 2 Batman books for Detective and the main title.
See, now you need. And this is how it works, guys. This is how it starts. You can, they're like, this is like a little skit they're doing about how it works at the DC offices. Well, we need a Batman book that's just solely Batman, but we need a family book as well. Let's call that Detective Comics. Yeah, we'll take that one in there. Oh, but we need one that tells the story of all of the characters solo. Let's make Batman Urban Legend.
You know, it would have been better if they just.
Alrighty,
I don't know why they even had to. They should have just stuck with Detective Comics, and that's it. You know, and then you have the Justice League where Batman can, if he wants to build this Bat family, they're in there, or have them in Detective Comics. You know, just keep it on one area. Batman Beyond being a different Batman, a feature version, that was completely different. So that made more sense. You know,
yeah,
but
John saying he does. It's called. Oh, here you go. Actually, John, if you want, anybody, Nerdette, if you're available, I know sometimes you listen at work. If anyone wants to jump on, you got a decent mic, come on in. unless you're one
Those
of
of
the
you who
bots.
read comic books and found books that you hated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
This includes independent books too.
I do notice, but I was about to say we're not really attacking the independent comics so much, but we'll get there at some point, I'm sure. Let's move on because that was just too easy. That one is just too easy. It's Batman and the X-Men here.
The Vampirella book's been kind of bad. The main title with Christopher Priest, that's been horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's been going on since last year.
You've been going after Christopher Priest's run for a while. Okay, so
somebody has to.
Here's one. Here's a topic, and I don't know. Now, when I say crossover, to me, it could be an intercompany, or it can be like a set of titles, like all the X-Men books they cross over. That fits. So, what was the worst crossover that came out in the last 6 months? Because I've got 3 or 4 that could be nominated because they're of Marvel's, because Marvel wasn't even interested enough to tell you that they were going on. It's true. Death of Doctor Strange is one of them. There was one with Iron Man, the Darkhold. There's so many freaking crossovers from Marvel that they didn't tell you. It's like, okay, we don't care. At this point, we don't give a about our books. We're not even gonna tell you they're coming out. Here you go, take it. Let's see, nice Garfield pick. Too bad it's now owned by Viacom. Well, I know that Paramount owned Ghostbusters as well, so that's kind of simpatico. Also, for the worst awards, DC Collected Editions department. Yeah, so did you guys read any of the crossovers that came out? Oh, I lost both of my. They're both gone. Okay, so
I tried to save my money and avoid the crossovers.
And that's actually one of the reasons why we're doing the Gabbies the way we're doing tonight. Because I don't think a lot of us are reading new books anymore. And by that I mean a lot of people that watch this channel. I don't think we're a new comic book channel.
I'm going back to see what the crossover was. There was
there's Fear State.
The Future State?
Fear State.
Fear State. Oh yeah, with the Batman. I dropped that. Yeah. I actually never read that because I dropped it when Miracle Molly told Batman he didn't know Gotham. It's like, yeah, I'm out. See, there's a great scene, by the way, there's a great scene in a Batman comic. I forget which one it is. But
which title?
No, this is like in the 90s.
Okay.
But he goes up to a drainage thing, and he goes, they should be coming out here pretty soon. He says, how do you know that? He goes, I don't say this is my city because I live here. That's Batman. And this is LK.
Hey there.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh,
holy crap, face reveals.
Yeah, I figure why not? It's almost 2022, so something new here.
You're a lot younger than I thought you were. You're always so angry. I thought you were pushing Breen's age.
No, well, I look youthful, especially with the health kick I've been on the last 6 months. So
I haven't read anything new for the last few years, says Darth Cato. See, that's what I was talking about. We have to change format to adjust to the fact that our viewership is changing the reader habits. Miss Soa saying, nice to see you, LK.
Hey, thanks. So, I would say, it's funny. Part of this is, I have been buying new books in the last, year or so. But again, with RDV, it's been mostly, independent stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet. RDV and I are going back and forth on Twitter. I have a couple books that I hate read every week.
How long do you stay with them? Like, I really thought I was going to be stuck on Batman Forever and a Day, and I was like, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking it. And then I said, you know what? Why? Why am I doing this?
Well, let's just say I'm not paying to hate read these.
Yes.
But it's not really hate read if you're reading. It means if you're going back to read it again, you love them.
Oh God, no! I'm not going back to read
Okay.
it again. I'm reading it once and then shaking my head and
One shot? Okay.
I do have to say, I don't know if it was you, but I do know that someone who is a longtime viewer and still viewing has actually said to me a few years back that if they ever found out I pirated I flew up that Jolly Roger to read comics, that would be that. And I think the attitude towards that has kind of changed as we've gone on. It's because at first, you know, when in the age of Rebirth and you had good books coming out, Marvel still cared enough to put out a good book or two. I was like, come on. You know, at the very least, you got to support your local comic shop, which I do. I got a lot of proof that I am still buying. These are new books right here.
Yeah, I won't lie. I mean, but 95% of the books I read are pirated, but I also buy the physical. There's probably like 5% that I don't like that I just don't go and buy the physical.
But once again, like what you guys are talking about, well, here's Berserker. I've been buying that. I did buy this piece of shit.
Oh, the Batgirls?
Okay, so here's the thing. My comic shop gives out these stamp cards, right? Every $10 you buy, you get a stamp. Okay, fine. That's cool. All right. And at the end of the 10, I get $15 worth of free merchandise. If you ever wonder, whenever I get the big dogs, you know, whenever I pick up one of these $100 babies right here, it's because I've collected a whole bunch of these stamp cards together. And so they had this deal, buy a new book, get a stamp. So all of a sudden, this $5 book to me is worth a $10 stamp. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And so I bought this. I thought, oh, it's a decent enough cover. I like the characters. How many times have I told you guys, be careful what you wish for?
I was tempted
and
because
I did not do that. I did not pay attention to my own advice. And I was like, okay, I like Stephanie. I like Cassie. Let's see what they can do with them.
The way I've been seeing them written in the Batman titles, I was like, hell no, I don't want anything from them now because it's be the same crap just in their own book. They had backup stories, and the detective, I think, is they have been putting them there for
They're supposed to be in their early 20s. They act like
they are 12 if a day.
Well, they act like Zoomers.
Yeah, I checked that book out and was just absolutely disgusted by about halfway through.
That looks like a webtoon.
Yeah, I mean the art was awful, and not just Stephanie and Cassandra being just totally written incorrectly. I mean, even
they're middle school kids.
Even Barbara was awful. I mean, it was the entire thing was just borderline unreadable.
Barbara's like trying to be like their mom, which is really weird.
Who is this right here? Who is this advertisement trying to get?
The person that actually buys Batgirl's #1 to actually read. Because the only people
to actually read. Okay, I take back my bird.
The only person that's actually going to buy and read that Mr. Miracle is somebody who thinks Batgirl's #1 was actually a good book.
It was not.
Someone who doesn't read comic books and wants a virtue signal and just show that, hey, I got this book here and on
you know what though? Here's the really bad thing about this. I kid you not. Even though I do this channel, even though we constantly talk about how modern day comics, for the big two for specifically we talk about, are kind of crapping the bed. I bought this with the hopes that it would be good. I kid you not. I still was like, oh, okay, let's check this out.
Did you see the interior art before you bought it?
No, I literally just
I've seen that they've been showing the back of a lot of the DC books. They're showing previews for it, and I said if that's what they're going for, I can only imagine how bad the stories will be. And the fact that they're aiming it towards like 12. You said they're aiming towards 12-year-olds, 12-year-old girls.
I saw the writing team and I was like, I'm out.
I am somebody.
5 years ago, I would have loved this book. Up until 2019, I would have loved Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Phillips' book. After 2020, after this year, I don't want any more deep books out of it.
Okay, for worst crossover, I will put because this is the #1 mentioned in the chat on the panel, everything. The number one mentioned worst crossover is who cares? Okay, so that's what I'm gonna mark down. That's what we picked as worst crossover.
I was gonna say, so when was the Hellfire Gala?
I think that was previous.
Okay.
That was
No,
the first.
I think
I couldn't remember if that was.
This was
before July or not.
Dark Ages.
Iron Man had something. I think that might have still been.
Is Dark Ages its own little event, or is it going across?
No.
I think it's like Elseworlds, isn't it?
Then there was I'm gonna move on to the next here. And
Well, again, I think Dark Ages, like so many of the other Marvel events recently, you've got the main book, and then you've got all these one shots focusing.
No, that's Dark. That's Dark Hold. Dark
Hold right now is the new one.
This has been really good, by the way.
Sword of X was another one, but I'm not sure when that ended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sword of X is last year.
Well, I want to quickly say, because I saw it come up in the chat with Robert, and yes, this is the Gabbies, but do you want to mention Lady Mechanica has been really, really good, and I know I supported recently the crowdfund because again, being able to directly support a creator. But if you kind of like steampunk and different things, and it's a great female protagonist. So that book might come up when we, have the good awards, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head.
That young adult title is you know what? That's something I've got to do. We might go back to just doing one a year because I don't think we read enough books, and a lot of people want to talk about Future State also. So, but the thing is there was actually a good young adult book as well. This ain't it. So there is one to talk about because, look, one of the things that is complained about when it comes to the young adult books is the fact that it takes a good character and they make them all crappy, and that's the way kids are going to know these characters coming in. There was a book that was a decent hero for kids. She was her own person, and yeah, they used Poison Ivy and Riddler, but they were the villain, and in every comic since the 70s, 80s, 60s, they come in, new character beats up old villain just to prove that they can do it. So I wasn't bothered by any of that. It was called Dog Whistle. Not saying it's a great book. Not saying it was fan-freaking-tastic. For these young adult novels, I thought it was really strong. And one of the reasons why is because they really did create a new character and gave her own story, gave her own origin, gave her own identity, which is a big thing with me these days. So there you go. The next one, what was it? Oh, the worst storyline. So this is like a single, this is the storyline in Amazing Spider-Man that's been going on. This is the storyline in Batman that's been going on. This is the storyline in Daredevil that I have to nominate here. The Daredevil in prison story. Sorry, gang. And what's worse is the Elektra as Daredevil story. Oh, and worse, the Bullseye. Like Eric said, when did Bullseye become the Joker? When he was cloned. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they cloned the Bullseye. It was not good. Was not good. Horrible.
Oh, I forgot about that. Carnage was a storyline that was going on too. Extreme Carnage.
Oh yeah, when a crossover or just storyline?
It was going through Marvel. They had that. They had Absolute Carnage, and then you had Carnage.
That's right. They did do that, didn't they? Yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. They didn't let anybody know. It's like, oh yeah, that's going on. Oh yeah.
I'm going back. I'm just going through comic. We get Comic Geeks. It's going through.
Yeah. Iron Man: The Korvac Saga is a worst for Maranya. Isn't that bad? I mean, we all know Maranya's the Iron Man person, and for a while, her books are so bad, she's got to put it on a worse.
When you make Tony Stark a cosmic level being now, he's basically a celestial that could shrink down to normal size.
Well, I will go ahead and nominate the most recent Spider-Woman arc, which was just truly awful. Carla Pacheco should not be writing comic books. At best, she can give some people some ideas of, some plot ideas, but her dialogue is terrible. And the most recent arc had Spider-Woman well, it goes through the whole thing in terms of, her this power thing, and she winds up having to fight her brother that she finds and befriends her brother's daughter, and it's just absolutely terrible.
But wasn't that last year though? Finding out her brother, she had a brother.
No, this was the follow up. So that there was that.
Yeah.
Whole
Okay.
arc.
Okay.
There was that. Yeah, there was that whole arc of her getting poisoned or whatever you want to call it that put her powers out of control, and then she had to go and search for her family and all that. This is a follow up arc where her brother has already gone crazy, and then winds up having to fight him because the daughter. It's just, oh god, it's so bad, and I hate it because Jessica Drew is one of those characters that I've always really liked, but it's in the hands of somebody who is just cannot write, and characterization is just absolutely awful.
I'll say this on a continuing off this on a later subject. Check out Geeky Puppet Show. Marania did her first lead role. We read Spider-Man or Spider-Woman.
Yeah,
issue number 1.
Cool.
Check it out after you're done with here.
Oh, and let's see, Captain America series, Easy Bad storyline. I remember they did another, what was it, the Captain Americas, which might show up when we talk about miniseries.
That is what he's talking about.
Okay, yeah, that's coming up. Cartoon is agreeing that the Korvac saga sucked in levels I did not see since 2013. Anything made when Dan Didio took over DC is and still sucks. Yeah. We're keeping it a little bit more contemporary, but yeah, Tom King's Batman, Catwoman, that's a mini series, including naked Bruce Wayne in handcuffs fighting the cops in the bank vault. Yes, it did. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. We'll move on here again because there are 16 categories, so I don't mind bumping forward a little bit.
I'll throw one other one out there.
Okay.
REV. Was the Avengers Phoenix piece, was that the first?
That was earlier. Months? Yeah, that was
earlier. Right now, it's
this last 6 months, we see where people quit right here. It's like, oh, I remember this was the year people were done, and it seemed like June.
Currently, right now is Echo is now the Phoenix.
Well, I was about to say then. Okay, well then at least I've got a nominee for when we come up to worst miniseries.
There you go. Can I nominate Superman? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's the Superman social justice line, I guess. The first 6 issues there was.
Well, that's right. Well, then we can throw out the next Jason Aaron Avengers arc, which was the Red Hulk.
That's right.
The Winter Hulk.
The She-Hulk.
Yes, the
World
Winter
War
Hulk.
She-Hulk. Isn't that what they
one?
called it? World War She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or She-Hulk, more like it.
Yeah, with one of the worst covers in the last year or two.
Oh, dude. Oh, you just did it, sir. No, I will show you. I was showing Black Cat before we got on here. The worst.
Wait, you're
cover.
gonna punish us?
Are you ready to see the worst cover?
We're already blind by your forehead. We can't see this.
This is prettier. This is gonna make my forehead look good. Okay, I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, I give you the single worst comic book cover of the year. I challenge you, and I will post it if you can find a worse one than this.
I'm trying to right now. I'm looking through.
It has to be. It has to be a published comic book. It can't be junior. Put this on the fridge kind of comic book, but it has to be a published one. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Superman, red and blue. Issue number 2, variant cover. Let me. I thought it would just go up there, but it's taking time to load. But here we go.
What the heck?
Tell me that. Find a worse cover, kids.
Who drew that? Some guy's son?
Yeah, you beat the Red Hulk cover. That is truly awful.
That's the challenge for you. Can you find a
side by side with Ingleton? I'm not sure. They kind of look the same.
I mean,
that is Superman red and blue number 2. It was a variant cover, which means that some speculators like, oh my gosh.
I don't know. The one behind you though is kind of ugly.
Bad speculator.
The one behind you is kind of bad too. I'm not Starfire.
Yeah, it is. But this
well,
is worse.
Well, if we want to get into that, just about every DCYA graphic novel cover has been bad.
That is worse. That is a worse cover than anything right there. It's easily the worst.
Well, RDV just jogged something from me. You could put that up against the cover for Nubia.
Oh, the cover for the
YA, the YA graphic novel by, what is it, L.K. McKinney or whoever it is.
Oh yeah, you and I, we're gonna talk about that when we get to one shots. You and I we're gonna have a bet going on here because you and I talked about this one here. Let me see, Nubia YA graphic novel.
Yeah. Well, and that came about from that fantastic Screen Rant article on the best comics of 2021.
Nope, my cover was worse. I'm going to say this. This isn't good, by the way. This is the artist that did the Wonder Woman 1984. That the Nubia cover you just okay. Let me get that, and yeah, you'll see it, guys. And this is the same artist that did the 1980. You remember the 1984 cover? There you go. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this one is worse.
I don't know, those proportions and those man hands just sticking out in front of you.
But I don't know.
Kids, settle a bet.
when is the Nubia from though? What month is the Nubia from? Because we're going for like worst cover of the.
No, we're just comparing which one is bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, that one's from April. He has a
Was it from April? God.
Let me get some of these. The only reason World War Hulk was good was because Amazon Attack got awful. I Am Not Superman. What was that one who had superhero call? Oh, that never came out. I'm sad about that. Oh, that was in the thumbnail. Yep. Yes, it is. Let's see. There's a G.I. Joe cover that's pretty bad, says Bianca. The frumpy Wonder Woman issue comes close. That was last year, though. And that's what I was talking about. Same artist. I can only draw stick figures, and it would at least come out better than that. Yeah, you know what? I was actually thinking about doing a review with stick figure drawing.
But is that worse than Roswell though? Covers.
Yes. Looks like someone was trying to copy Frank Miller, but only read The Dark Knight Strikes Back. Cover for Jessica Cruz.
Well,
Young adult is pretty nasty as well.
To cleanse the chat, I got this variant cover from my cousin for Christmas. So it's Invincible Red Sonya #6, where
little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles homage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
It was like, hey,
pop that up here. Pop that back up. Let's see it. There you go. Without the glare. Yeah, that's definitely the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I tried to get my daughter to do that kind of stuff. I love her art. I really do. And I had oh my gosh, I felt so good about this. You should have seen her. She was actually, really? She actually teared up a little bit. I said, look, here's the thing. I'm going to talk to you, and I'm not going to be your dad. I'm not talking to you like your dad. I'm talking to you like Englentine. You are a really great artist, and you're a fantastic colorist. And he says, and I told her, when I'm talking about Englentine, my responsibility is to my viewers. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. You do something with your art. I don't want you to get comfortable in some Joe job and lose out on that. And because I truly believe that. I truly believe she is and could be one of the best colorists. Well, definitely now, but I really would put her up against damn near anybody. Let's see, where are we going here? We talked about worst storylines. What are we going to talk about next? We've got let's see. Okay, since it's only 6 months, I don't know if guys, you're gonna make me defend this movie, aren't you? Worst movie / TV show of the last 6 months.
Oh, there's so many to choose from.
See, I don't know. But then again, I don't watch Batwoman.
Here's the thing. I wasn't even thinking of Batwoman. I mean, I was thinking, okay, well, then correct me if I'm wrong. When did Loki come out?
Loki, I believe, was first half.
Was it
and it
first
wouldn't
half?
be on this list.
Yes, it would.
Loki is actually good.
Okay, then let's put What If.
If we did the whole year, Falcon and the Snowman, that deserves to be on the list, but not Loki. Come on.
Well, let's then definitely What If deserves to be on the list.
What If? Oh, freaking hell yes. You are right about that. What If is...
How many episodes was there? Because at least 4 of them were good.
1. There was one.
Wasn't the case that, what was it? There were 7, but there were supposed to be 8 because there are things referenced in the last episode that we didn't see because it was in an episode that wasn't shown.
Can't remember. I have to look it up.
What If crapped the bed. I was so excited for that too. I am such a fan of the original series, and my goodness gracious, it was bad.
There were 6 of them they released. And then they said like the next one is like is gonna have another 6, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the biggest problem I had with the What If series was we'll call it comedic writing, especially the zombie episodes. I felt all the drama, all the tension just got completely undercut by all the stupid quips and jokes and just nonsense that they threw in. You know, it was almost like they were tossing that in to kind of, say, okay, yeah, there's zombies and there's, it's killing people and stuff, but this is still okay for kids because, haha, here's humor.
I can just hear Pixel saying, "How dare you think anything's worse than Batwoman?"
Okay, so this is now. Jupiter was at the beginning of the year. Still don't think it deserves to be.
Witcher, are you get out of here?
But this is bringing up Cowboy Bebop. Now, I'm not a fan, and I watched it. I watched it for about 5. It
was on par with the anime.
I watched it for about 5 episodes, and then I turned it off. I never went on. I never went back.
I watched it to the end.
That is a great choice, especially for those of us that hold the anime in reverence. All I needed to see was a couple of trailers, and then whatever the 1-minute clip was of them in the bar when Faye comes bouncing, running in and throws herself into the booth. That was it. When I saw it, oh my god, this is so awful, and they have
see, now I'm not attached to the anime, so I didn't have that reaction. My reaction was,
I tried watching both of them, and I kept falling asleep no matter which one I was watching, the anime or the thing. After a while, I just kind of just passed out.
It was so flatlined. If there was ever
the animation was good though. I'll give you that.
The Cowboy Bebop. This would be my official take on it. I guess at some point in time we could actually watch and do a show on it. But my take on it was this: it seems so cleaned up. There is nothing that is bad in this show. There's nothing that pushes the line. I'm not talking about they got to cuss or there doesn't have to be any graphic anything. It's just this seemed like it was made by committee from day one to be something that everybody could see and therefore nobody wanted to see. It was the most homogenized, Wonder Bread, vanilla flavored nothing. It tastes like whatever you would put on it because there was no flavor to itself. That's how I felt about Cowboy.
Then the thing I was to say for the Netflix here, the thing that made it worse than the anime was the fact that they changed the story. They changed Julia. That was the big thing. I was like, why did you even do this? And everything else, was kind of like hit or miss. That was the big thing that last year for me. I was like, well, why do I even care to see a second season now?
Yeah, it counts.
And nobody else did what I wanted to, apparently, because it canceled it.
It's more like genre. When we do these things, it's more like genre. So.
But it doesn't count, though, because it's not a comic.
Yes, it does. It's genre. And
it wasn't even a manga. It was only an anime.
Actually,
I'm pulling rank.
There Cowboy Bebop did get serialized in comic book form. I don't think it was it might have been Dark Horse or it was another company, but there are Cowboy Bebop issues. So if you want to get technical, then it does.
Don't you will actually me.
And by the way, thank you very much to Rhaegar for including the title Falcon and the Snowman. It is my wish that at some point in time, it's just going to go to the point where It's all over everywhere.
I would say I would put a Flash on, but Flash, this crossover Armageddon thing actually really redeemed it.
I'm looking forward to it. I got to tell you, and I know this is last year, but I agree with everybody. 7 has to be the worst season.
It was the worst season.
That's the one where she's in the Mirrorverse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
And then and the whole thing was this: we're just gonna forget the original Scudder. We're gonna kill him off and just bring in the female, version of the second Mirror Master.
Yeah.
Just gender flipped just to make him
awful. Of the MCU shows, the worst so far have been Loki and What If and WandaVision. For varying reasons, Falcon and Snowman had more good than bad. Hawkeye is the only good one all the way through. I liked Hawkeye a lot, we did a video over on Old Man Comics where we defended a lot of stuff, a lot of the criticisms that Hawkeye gets. I went through it. I'm sorry, guys. The one that really stuck out to me was, they nerfed Hawkeye to make Kate Bishop look good when they captured Hawkeye and she came to save him. Like, no, he gave himself up. The whole point is he wanted to get captured by the Russians so he could then get information. And when he got his information, he made his escape. She was the one that was incompetent. It was exactly the way the comic should have been, where Hawkeye was the competent one teaching the new Hawkeye. This isn't a case of the comic books where, I'm Kate Bishop, I'm better than you, Hawkeye. Oh, yes, we know this because you're a woman. It wasn't the comic book series.
But I will say, though, her attitude was obnoxious because, she's playing a kid. And basically, any hero that has someone comes in and then basically wants to be a hero, and you're like, dude, you have no idea what you're getting into. And he's got a babysitter.
And let's say you want a good scene for Hawkeye when he Batmaned everybody.
There's Ronin in the car parking lot.
I loved that bit where they're in the car parking lot and people just start disappearing. I'm like, good job, you guys. Good job.
I'll agree 100% on the scene you're talking about in Hawkeye, especially actually when I was watching that, I flashed back to I think it was the Mahler critique of talking about Black Widow and the original. What was the Black Widow? Was that in Avengers or was that Captain America when we first kind of meet?
Iron Man 1
and 2.
Was it Iron Man 2? Where she's getting the one where she's getting interrogated by the Russians.
That was Avengers.
Yeah, that was Avengers. Yeah,
that was Avengers. That the Hawkeye scene reminded me of that because it was the exact same thing. Of he was captured in order to try and get information.
Yeah, Hawkeye, he gave himself up to get to. He wasn't captured. He was captured because he gave himself up.
And you saw she kept calling his phone, leaving messages like, I'm sorry, she kept leaving messages.
Yeah, that was fun. I like
that. So Hawkeye overall was good. I wish the final episode had been stronger. My biggest pet peeve with it, and again, this is where being a comic book lover, is a double-edged sword. Is I hated what they did with Echo.
Okay.
Echo. If you read the her original origins in Daredevil, that was not Echo that we saw in Hawkeye.
Well, the thing is, you bring up a good thing, but for those, this is a spoiler if you haven't seen the last part of it. She pulls a gun on Fisk, and then it pans away. Yeah, and that was exactly how. And you see, and she basically hear the gunshot. So people thought, she killed, Vincent, or she killed.
Before I found out, because I did not read those issues, so I was like,
but no, you see in the comic,
no body, no death, and then I saw that it happened in the
comic. But as you see, Kingpin with a regular gun. Come on now.
No.
And you see in the comic though, the next page, he's got the bandages over his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Basically got blinded by muzzle flash.
One of the complaints I heard about it was how she shot Kingpin, and then. No, I didn't know that, but I found out immediately after that. Yeah, that was in the comics. And another was that Kate Bishop got rid of the Kingpin. She had to blow his ass up.
Yeah, with all the heroes.
This isn't Kitty Pryde one punching a Sentinel.
She got yeeted 3 times.
Yeah, I know. She's losing that fight. She had to resort to blowing his ass up, and he still walked away.
Her mom hit him with a car. And then,
Yeah, and believe me, I'm one of those that's as sensitive to the Mary Sue's and whatever you want to call it as anybody. But the one thing I did really like about the Hawkeye was she screwed up a ton, and she usually paid the price for it. And yeah, going back to that, that final fight with Kingpin, she was getting the crap beat out of her, and it was kind of like this one lucky moment, that we've seen in a ton of other shows, male and female. And so I had absolutely zero problem with that.
This show felt like if you're watching like somebody retconning Matt Fraction's whole entire comic book run.
Yeah, and it worked. I'm sorry, but I did start to read the Fraction when I was like, holy shit, this is what
it's
the book
complete
is
opposite.
What people are afraid of.
Yeah,
the show is how it should have been done. She is learning. She's becoming. Now I got to tell you, I wish it was Hawkeye's daughter, but I think Hawkeye would be more adamant that she is not being a superhero because he knows the sacrifice.
My only complaint is they didn't use a Challenger like they use in the book.
I did like that. Well, the Challenger got destroyed anyway. I love that line. But overall, I really did like Hawkeye. I thought. By the way, guys, this is where we talk about the worst of the year. I know we just go off.
We're sitting with the
Well, and I'll just finish off by saying the thing that also impressed me about Hawkeye was I thought the cinematography by far was the best of any of the MCU Disney shows. The scene, I think it was in the 3rd or 4th episode of the great car chase with the tracksuit mafia.
Okay, so here's where we can talk about Hawkeye and the worst of the last 6 months. That was the most irrelevant ending credit scene of all time.
Do we want to create a special category in the Gabbies just for that?
Just for the endings, no. But we can bring it up occasionally.
I can do this all day.
Because it's not just the worst in 2021. I think it might be the worst post-credit scene in the history of movies since they've started doing the post-credit scene.
Apparently, they swapped it out. It's supposed to be something else.
When talking about the worst of the last 6 months as far as movies and TV show, we brought up What If and Cowboy Bebop. And I'm surprised that neither Shang-Chi or Eternals has been brought up. I enjoyed both of them to a certain extent.
I just saw
Dominic said,
like,
worst movie Eternals as far as worst TV show. What if would make it Falcon and the Winter Soldier is in the beginning of the year. I'm sorry, you got it wrong. It's Falcon and the Snowman.
I chose not to watch Eternals or Shang-Chi because I valued my time.
I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. I've been meaning to. Maybe I'll get to it this week. Eternals, I really have zero interest in. But it's funny. I completely forgot about even mentioning Eternals until Dominic put it up in the comments. I mean, that's how
the Eternals
out of the mind that movie is.
I enjoyed both movies. Now, if you've heard me do movie reviews, that doesn't mean I think it's awesome or great. That means that, personally, I enjoyed them. I had fun with them. You can enjoy films that you find flaws in. I like the Eternals for its ambition. I just think it needed to be a TV show, so they could have expanded on the ideas, and you could get to know the characters, get to know their relationships better. Shang-Chi, I liked a lot of the ideas as well, but you know what I'm getting tired of? I'm getting tired of the Marvel last 15, 20 minutes. I don't need to see a big battle of nondescript bad guys. You want to do the Shang-Chi battle between father and the son, that's all you need for the drama. But no, they've got to have 1,000 people running around. And in Black Widow was the worst. I don't know if Black Widow makes it. I think it's the first 6 months. But in Black Widow, it was the worst. All of the action was so disconnected. You could tell that the actors were not, the main actors who were reacting to all of the action weren't actually there. Because it would be like, big thing, reaction shot. Big thing, reaction shot. And so it was so freaking blatant. If we were to go through all the years as far as movies is concerned, Black Widow would probably be the worst.
Is that worse than what I've been hearing about the whole TV. Mandarin and the
worst? The worst of all of them is What If.
Well, I'd like to say that I saw Black Widow in the best possible conditions, which was on a tablet on an airplane.
Oh, okay. I was about to say pants down, lube, tissue. Okay.
Was the plane crashing? You're holding on while you're trying to watch?
No, but watching it on a tablet and watching it once, that was it. That was fine. That's all.
Well, you had your face mask on too, probably too, so you probably couldn't if you have glasses on or anything like that, or anything you're fogging up. It sucks.
We did I just posted on England Teen Live, which I've got to come up with a new channel. I got a strike on there, so I can't do politics anymore on it. Because it can affect this channel. So
Striking back with Ingleton. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I dared to say something about the bullshit factor in in how they're handling the new visitor to America in the world. So anyway, so I got a community strike, so I had to stop the politics. So I figured, okay, we'll put the movie stuff over there. And so VENKMAN and I did a live stream where we talked about the Matrix movie. So please go on over there, check it out. Yeah, I think one of the things we did was I think that they blew it. I know it flopped. There's a lot of reasons why it would, but some people are using the whole HBO Max as an excuse. But I would like to point out that a lot of movies went to HBO Max and made a hell of a lot more than $4 million in its opening Christmas weekend.
Right.
Now there,
God, is that all
yeah,
it made?
it only made $4 million on its Christmas. That is more than a normal flop. There is something wrong with that. Now I think that the panic over the visitor to America and the world, especially this version, is kind of crap, and it may have driven people away. But yeah. But one thing that I mentioned is that there's an article that says that Lily Wachowski, the director of this one, wanted to take back the red pill, because it's become kind of a conservative thing. You learn the truth, you get to see the government for what it is, you take the red pill, now you're free. So they wanted to take that back. Failure. This is the most woke conservative film I've ever seen. I mean, it is not woke in the way that an SJW would be woke. This movie, they try to be, but it ends up, all the politics of it is absolutely 100% conservative. It promotes conservative ideas. If you watch that movie, it just blew my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh. As a matter of fact, I've got to do a review of the new that asteroid one I just watched.
Don't look up. I've heard that's terrible.
Don't look. No, I didn't think so at all. But here's the thing. As a matter of fact, I thought it was a solid, good movie. But it's going to piss off everybody because it goes after everybody. It's not about the politics, because all of the politics is in there. It's basically a running start, and they're slapping the shit out of everybody on the left and the right. They make fun of Fauci through the character of Leonardo DiCaprio. They make fun of the conservatives. They make fun of the left, everybody. And I think it's more about the hysteria around what's going on versus their politics versus ours. And I I realized this because I was like, you know what? If he's setting out to make fun of conservatives, he's failing. And then it hit, and I went, oh, okay, because he started making fun of the conservative side. And I was like, okay, I see what this is. It's more of the hyperbole than it is actually anyone's particular politics. So there are scenes where you're going to go in this, and if you're on the right, you can get easily offended. If you're on the left, you can get easily offended. But in general, it attacks all of it.
Well, I thought only Roland Emmerich was allowed to make world-destroying movies. So I'm kind of surprised that Adam McKay actually came out.
You're saying that a conservative whole movie makes me want to go see it despite knowing that it'll be bad. Get HBO Max, man. Then you've got some good movies surrounding it. You buy it for the price of a movie ticket nowadays. Get a month's worth of HBO Max. Watch that, and then check out like Gone with the Wind and Casablanca and all the good shit they got there. Don't waste your time, and this might be one of the reasons Matrix bombed. Don't waste your time going to the movies to watch Matrix when for the same price you can join up with HBO Max for a month. Cancel it at the end of the month.
Yeah, and then you get the whole Warner Brothers library too. I know that nobody is coming up on HBO and HBO Max shortly.
And yeah, there's a crap ton of the animated series, the old Superman movies, the old Batman movies, a lot of comic book material there as well.
Yeah. Does anybody watch Young Justice?
I've only seen.
I haven't watched the recent episode yet, though.
I've only seen season 1, and I wrote a script. I actually wrote a script for a video, guys. That never happens, but I actually wrote a script for every episode, so I could actually put the cartoon up there, put the scenes, talk about it. I lost the in script. I wrote 23 1-minute reviews, and I lost that shit. Goodness.
Like I said, I gave up on that show after the whole thing with the Wally and never bringing him back. That just irritated me.
There's literally nothing they could have done to make a good Matrix movie. The ending
race swapping Halo for no reason other than just a race swap. Their character's horrible.
Yeah, well, I've heard this season is a Tana focus, so that makes me want to.
It's called Phantoms. So like people are hoping they're gonna bring back Wally in this. I'm like, you're not bringing back Wally. They hate Wally more than the comics hate Wally.
More than I hate him?
I don't know. Do
all
you
the
hate
good
Wally?
shit, and I listed a movie from 1939 to 1943. Dude, Glenzer, come on. Gone with the Wind and freaking Casablanca are on it. What? Okay, you know what? Okay, I'll give you a movie that is not from the 40s or the 39. They've got Singing in the Rain. Okay? They got Singing in the Rain.
Why do they have Singing in the Rain? What's wrong with that movie?
No, it's one of it. To me, it's the best movie of all time. I kid you. I say that with no irony and no hesitation. What's your favorite movie? Singing in the Rain. It's a very easy choice of me.
Is that the Good Morning one?
But yeah, good morning. Yep. But
hey, Ray Palmer. Thank you for that.
So yeah, there you go.
And to answer LK, this season isn't Zatanna focused. But
wait,
4 episodes were Zatanna focused.
Okay, I'll take 4 episodes.
They're focusing on a storyline per week, and the main overall is Beast Boy going to something because something happens, and that's the overarching storyline.
Okay, kids.
I have a question.
9 hours talking about movies and TV shows.
Is Legends of Tomorrow still going on?
The next category.
Yes, it is.
The next category, kids. I'm going to make my. I'm going to make my first nomination here in just a touch because I think I want to do the whole cover thing again. Thank you very much. But the next is one-shots. One-shots or one-issue stories. We know they don't really do one-issue stories. And my first nomination, kids, would be this.
Okay, so we're going to put the YA graphic novels
in
the shot category.
Oh yeah, wait, do I have that as a separate category? Do I?
Yeah, why are you?
Let me make sure I don't have worst one-shot graphic novel. Yeah, that's what I've got down. So there you go.
I'm trying to look through the.
So I'll volunteer up that. I'm pretty sure you would volunteer up this.
Well, I would, but I just looked and saw that it actually came out in February, so it's not eligible for this this go around. But I think there was another Wonder Woman book that would qualify.
There's Flora, but that's an ongoing.
No, not Wonder Girl. I know there was a Wonder Woman one shot.
Oh, the Voices books, yes, they do count. The Voices books are horrible. You want to? I want to know. I'm very curious. If you are, let's see, what did they do? If you're Black, if you're Hispanic or Latino, or if you are, what did they do? They did Asian, and then they did handicap.
So if you are Asian. Did not even bother reading it.
Okay. Yeah,
there's your answer for Asians.
Gotcha.
Don't dox yourself.
Okay. I was wondering because have you read these and do you get because I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You complain about the freaking Siamese cats on Lady and the Tramp, and then you write this shit? Come on.
I feel like most 6 issues stories are basically just horrible one shots that won't go away.
The Voices books are horrible, and they are the worst stereotypes you could possibly imagine when they do these things.
Oh, when did the DC Pride book come out?
June, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
that was
Yeah,
June. No, those were in July.
July.
they were in June because
They were in June?
June is
Okay, they were in June.
apparently Pride Month, so it's supposed to be in June unless it got delayed.
Wonder Woman Historia. That was that came out recently.
It's
They
a
have not.
it's a 3-issue miniseries, I think.
Wonder Woman
Black.
Black and Gold is a pile of crap too, by the way.
Oh, it's on a one shot. It's a miniseries.
Marvel Voices does not realize they are being discriminatory with these one-shots in their attempt to promote diversity in it. No, what we've got to do is we're not going to give any of these guys their own books. We're going to put them in this one. It's like Black History Month. We're not going to talk about you for a whole year. We're going to give you the shortest one.
Do annuals count?
Yeah.
That Daredevil annual where they created Mike.
Oh, I didn't mind that one, but yeah, I'll put that down.
Because that's what caused the rest of the book to suck. Because of Mike coming in.
Oh, that was before though.
That's probably what was before though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Marvel Voices. It's so funny that in the name of equality we must segregate. Wait, what?
Well, okay. Here's a one shot to throw up there. The Darkhold the Wasp one shot.
Please describe what you are talking about here.
Describe your pain, where it hurt you.
Written by Jordi Belair. I'm trying to refresh my memory, but the whole idea is it's kind of going back through her history, and and essentially she now takes charge, and she basically beats up Hank Pym, and it's just truly, truly awful.
Well, they made her evil. That's what it was. Yeah.
Well, she has to quote unquote confront her evil or whatever the Darkhold thing is. She's supposed to be one of like the main characters, and so she got this one shot, and she winds up. Who did she? Let's see, I'm trying to remember now. Who did she wind up murdering?
Wasn't it Hank?
I think it was Hank, because at the end it's all. That's right. Yeah, she murders Hank. And the whole thing at the end is, whatever happened to your dreams, I don't need anyone. I am free because I murdered Hank and I'm covered in his blood.
Ooh, I got one for you too. Forgot about this one. But I actually know that won't count because that's more like an anthology. I don't know. It's be one story?
Yeah, it's a one shot. Everything is contained in that one issue.
Okay, because there's like multiple stories in one shot.
The latex issue slur was insulting, says Unday Quinn. I don't know. Oh, the latex.
Oh,
the Latin.
Latinx.
The Latinx. Yeah, the Latinx.
So, yeah.
You're more likely to get shot by saying that than actually doing anything else. You realize that? Because that is the most offensive thing you can say to a Latino person.
Yeah, I would think that would probably be like the top Marvel Voices for this list would be the Latinx issue.
Yeah. So Dominic is saying I did not have any issue with the Siamese cats from Lady and the Tramp or the O'Malley friend from Aristocats.
So you ignored your racism. That's all it is. You just let it go.
There you go. That does sound terrible. Since when was Wasp dark and brooding? I don't think they really need to care about that kind of thing anymore.
I mean, she's been slapped. She's got her head been up by Blob.
Yeah.
Like they just over the years, they just don't like her. She had Ultron turn Tony's armor into her. It's just been weird. She's one character that should have stayed away. Is Janet. They had her come back just to hook up with Tony.
Damn it, Janet. I love you. Okay, so let's see. What would be the next category? The next category would be, this tracks. The worst miniseries.
Okay. Phoenix Echo Song.
Phoenix Echo Song.
It's ongoing right now.
Which is still ongoing.
issue 2, I think.
I think they're up to 3.
Oh.
Trial of Magneto.
Wait for that.
No trial at all.
Isn't that the second trial? Wasn't there one in the 90s?
Yeah, they're just renaming every book out right now with a 90s book.
It's
They're either
like
stealing the idea or renaming it to that idea, that style.
no real anything, right? There's no originality to it. Let me see. What was there? I have really been trying to avoid bad ones. Oh, I'm gonna throw an independent. Finally, we're gonna talk about an independent comic book. There is a movie. There's a book called Ma out there.
Mom, yes.
Oh, Mom, yes, that's
Mom,
even worse.
Yeah.
But
that was one you were talking about.
No. The one I was talking about, I literally went to my comic shop. There's a couple of girls there, good kids. I like them, but we have figured out the fact that they don't like what I like. So I went in with this book. It's called Ma, and I said, "You got to check out Ma." And she goes, "Oh, is it good?" And I went, "No, I hate it. It's horrible." But we've already figured it out that that everything I like you hate, and everything I hate you like. So you gotta check this thing out, because I'm telling you, it's a huge piece of crap. I said, "Wait a second." I told her, I said, "I know you're a lesbian, but are you an incredibly enraged lesbian who hates all men and want to see them die?" And she kind of laughs at that and said, "No." And I said, "Well, maybe you won't, but I'm telling you, Ma is exactly that. Ma is so anti-male. It is so just heavy-handed in everything. I hated this book."
Well, I mean, in terms of anti-man and hate, I'll see your ma and raise you, mom. I mean, that
Let me get it up here.
Much.
You can't get it up for Ma.
And again, kind of what kills me about it is that the idea of the character is interesting, but it is so badly written, and all the quote-unquote tongue-in-cheek humor just lands like an iron weight on your chest.
Yeah,
that is just truly terrible.
It's the kind of humor that the person tells a joke and then goes, huh?
Mom,
Funny, huh? Funny,
mother
huh?
of madness.
Funny, huh?
Mom, mother of madness.
Yeah. Well, I saw a good comment. I mean, it's basically the complete opposite of Berserker. I mean, whereas Keanu Reeves, was his idea, it seems like he's at least kind of like, poured his heart into it, and it's been a really good book. I don't know how much input Emilia Clarke had beyond, hey, I had this idea for, this character in this story. But it is bad.
It's probably as cringy as Danny DeVito saying he wants to hook up with Michelle Pfeiffer, but he does through a book in DC.
Normally, I don't put I don't put messages up without a super chat, but I did like this one a lot. I hope no one is accepting this substitute, since he has been cleared to not accept any.
It's actually my other account on there. I'm on there twice because I have such a huge ego.
That's kind of funny. I like that one. Emilia Clarke is a lesbian. I like Mom's artwork, but the story was so dumb, says Miss So. Yeah, it wasn't good. Keanu Reeves is passionate about the things he does, and he doesn't half-ass things, and that's why you get that.
That's why he's still famous.
Yeah. Do we make an exception for the most recent Matrix movie?
Well, I liked it.
I don't think he did a bad job. As a matter of fact, I think it falls on the director on this one.
And this is the first Matrix movie with only one of the sisters, not both. So it's really weird. It's not as like, I'd say it's. Well, then again, I like the first Matrix movie. The second one, it's a cave, and I remember the second one is them in the cave having sex. The beat, everybody else is having a club thing in the cave.
Really,
that's all I remember from the second movie.
The highway scene and the stairwell, the cool.
Well, now I remember that, but when I first come,
think of the rave where everybody seems to be sweaty and dirty.
Yeah, with the
this
rain
one-
coming out, it's just like
the
this
Matrix
is-
4. We're going back to Matrix. The Matrix guys, just watch the video we did. Just send them
it's on,
over.
it's
to-
on Angleteen Live. Get it before watch it before it gets a strike.
Yeah, watch it before I get a strike over there. That is sad, but sad. Really, it's just sad. It really is.
Oh, MKF just brought up a good one that we completely forgot. I think actually
X-Men Green
wasn't
online
it-
digital.
Wasn't
Hold
that a one shot?
It wasn't a one shot. It was I believe it's a digital first.
Which?
X-Men
Green, you know, where Nature Girl basically kills a bunch
Guy.
of people because, you know, some animal died because they got choked by a plastic six-pack ring.
Yeah, so she goes to the store owner of one of the chain stores and kills him, the manager of
Yeah,
one of the
and-
chain stores and kills him.
And the X-Men are essentially like, well, you know, we understand why you feel bad, but you really shouldn't kill people. And, you know, so we hate to do it, but we do have to, you know, punish you. And I don't know. I can't remember if they actually.
The problem.
Well, Emma
is
Frost came
that-
in and said she's fine. She didn't murder anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the main issue with this is that this was a backup to probably an ongoing. We're not sure if it's an ongoing or a miniseries, but it is a backup story.
By the way, I actually liked Eat the Rich, Almighty Jack. The milestone releases were horrible. Yeah, that one, but that was in the first half. Let's see what else, what are we getting to next? Okay, the worst ongoing series.
Where's ongoing? All right,
Yeah.
here.
Superman, Son of Kal-El.
Captain Marvel.
Everyone was picking my picks before I could, so I chose to jump on there.
Oh, well, that's a good one though. Superman, Son of
What's-
Kal-El.
Yeah, make it harder. You can't say Son of Kal-El or Captain Marvel. Try to find something.
Right. No.
Well, hey, and again, I refuse to believe that Kelly Thompson is writing that Black Widow series on her own. You keep telling me it's good, and all I have to do is say,
like I said,
go read her Captain Marvel.
she might be.
Let's actually let the cat talk because he said, please, by all means, expand on why you feel that Superman, Son of Kal-El deserves, without saying because they turned him anything. Why do you think this deserves?
Because of the dictatorial behavior of him and the complaining about how his dad didn't do much, anything, or why he wasn't a superhero all the time, even though that story has been done before.
Mm-hmm.
Why Superman isn't always helping or trying to do more in Superman, Batman, when Batman got his powers. Like when he got his powers, he tried to do what John was saying Superman should do. Always trying to help people more or doing more, and he went crazy. Like lack of sleep and stuff. So
along that lines, you can tell a bad Batman writer when they say, you could be giving your money to charity. You dumbasses. You never heard the Wayne Foundation? I hate when they do that. And it's the same thing with Superman.
We forgot. I mean, I think it's a miniseries, and that's the United States of Captain America.
That is true.
Right. And I think that ended in the second half of this year.
Yeah, October 20th was issue 5.
So it did start in the it started in the beforehand. But let's just say I'm not a big fan. It's not the costumes, guys. I can't believe it's the costumes that matter. It's the people on the inside of them. But I think that just goes to that particular part of the political landscape where the individual doesn't matter. And I cannot believe that. I cannot subscribe to that particular train of thought.
Worst ongoing for me though is Barbarella. I went into that thinking like, oh, I'll give a read there. I'm like,
I think that's a miniseries too.
Is it a miniseries? Yeah, it's still ongoing.
The Dynamite ones are always miniseries.
I guess 6 issues.
Maybe.
I just look at it as season 1, season 2, like all the other ones.
Mm-hmm. I am not nominating I'm Not Batman for worst ongoing title, says Almighty Jack. We got the one-star oh my gosh. The one-star Squadron turns the JSA. You remember I've said this so many times before. Be careful what you wish for. I can't wait for them to bring the JSA back to comics. Well, what if they do it and they are a kind of a work, what is they're called an employment office for low-level superheroes, and they're a bunch of backstabbing bitches. That's the new That's the JSA for you guys. Red Tornado, Power Girl. It's horrible, horrible. I agree. I got it, and I was like, yeah, really? This is where you're gonna go?
Is Nightwing horrible ongoing right now? Is that good?
It has its ups and downs. It's been really here and there.
I stopped reading when Tom Taylor turned him in.
Black Cat, it's okay just to walk away. You don't need the abuse.
I stopped on the issue where he gave the
RDBing the thing now.
Where he gave the I've got $1 billion, so I'm now going to be a socialist government.
Here's the thing that
you're broke tomorrow with what he said he was going to do. You're broke tomorrow.
Here's the thing that bothers me. This isn't they are writing Nightwing like he was broke before. He actually had his own money before that.
Yeah.
It wasn't $1 billion, but it was 3-digit millions at least.
Dude was getting allowance. You think he's not storing it away somewhere?
I know, right? It was like Batman would say, here's $20 for lunch every day. You know, he did give him some money. He didn't. Yeah.
Well, basically, his storyline is that because of the job that his parents did, they couldn't actually have life insurance.
Well, no,
so
didn't
they saved up a chunk of money, and when his parents were killed, Lucius took that, invested in stocks, and made him basically 3-digit millionaire, not billionaire. But
also didn't in Alfred's will, didn't he leave like a bunch of money?
Yeah, this is the other problem. This is when he got the $1 billion, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give it away."
But if you read the issue, he basically talks like somebody running for president, where I'm going to give you free health care. I'm going to give you that. Everything you read off. I was like, you're broke. You're broke.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not enough money, because when you're talking about that many people, when you're talking about that kind of thing, this isn't a case of, well, you can't spend you can't spend that in a lifetime. Yeah, you can. If you buy the world, you're going to spend it.
Once again, I am asking for your donations.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned the part about, the complaint people have with Batman. I just finally got down to read Batman White Knight, and Sean Gordon Murphy again. I mean, had just the brilliant response to that, basically, where the whole thing with if you've read it, the Batman controversy over the Batman Disaster Fund. And then, of course, we find out that, the $3 billion a year is actually being paid for through Wayne Enterprises and everything. So, the public isn't actually, the taxpayers aren't paying to rebuild Gotham. It's,
it's Bruce
Wayne. Yeah. And that's all you have to do. And since we mentioned it for Worst Arc, again, worst ongoing, Avengers. I mean, Jason Aaron has written 12 months of just absolute garbage when it comes to the Avengers.
Did you want to put Batgirls on there for miniseries?
It's one issue.
I know.
Yeah, it's
ongoing.
The next issue might be great. It might be great. Oh god.
Are you buying the next issue?
No.
Did the first one did do its job? So there's no way.
Pirate's life for me. Let's see. Power Girl actually whines about wasting her time as a superhero in what was it, the one-star Squadron, and she does. It's horrible. Mark Russell is it's a Mark Russell book, so expect crap, says Undead Quinn. Doesn't Lucius Fox manage his money? Lucius Fox stole Bruce Wayne's money, and I want to see the issue where Bruce Wayne breaks into the Fox compound, beats the shit out of I Am Not Batman, proving, hey, okay, it's your title, man. Let me show you. Clip, clip, smack. Clip, clip, smack. Give me money. I want to see Bruce Wayne beating the shit out of the Fox family, going, give me my money, bitch. Give me my money, bitch. It should happen.
You're more likely
Lucius
going to have
Fox.
black.
They fucked up the character of Lucius Fox the way they screwed up Leslie Thompson with that whole gang war thing that happened in the 2000s. Lucius Fox would not have kept that money.
I get to see Selena like, oh, you had money? Oh, not anymore. Literally, they can just hack it and just take his name out of everything. You could, you know.
And Maranya did nominate Iron Man for being worst series for 5 years running.
It's never ending.
It has not been good for 5 years. Yeah, I do like Jim saying that, or who was it? Someone said that Nightwing gave $1 billion to the only government that was more corrupt than Gotham City. I'm having a hard time thinking of anything that I read that is bad or worse this year. You know, I have that problem. I'm actually making up my movie list, and I found out I only got 3 Fs.
There is one more left.
Normally I have more, but I just refuse to watch bad movies. Like I will not watch Space Jam 2. I know that'll make the F list.
There is one more ongoing Black Label that's really, really bad. Okay. You should know it. It's by Tom King.
What, you're saying Batman Catwoman is bad?
It's horrible.
I disagree.
It's a miniseries.
I disagree. I actually like that one.
A miniseries would be done already, but it's they're already past the 9.
No, it's 12 issues, and there was a delay because John Paul passed away.
I disagree. I actually like the Batman Catwoman miniseries.
Selena is made out to be horrible in this book.
Yeah. I think it's easier to find Marvel and DC comics for it since you can't. Yeah. Listening to all of this makes me glad I stopped reading new comics years ago, says Trusty. Well, next week we will talk about the good stuff. There is some good stuff. I've got shelves.
There's a lot of good stuff here. I've been enjoying a lot of the Josh Williamson books.
I showed some of us. So, here's a decent one also, and it's a Bat title. It's the Joker. I've been enjoying the Joker. I don't know if it's
Puzzle Box
series. No, just straight up.
Oh.
This is independent. So
yeah. Well,
you will never go wrong with Usagi Yojimbo.
Well, I'll definitely be nominating Robin. So Josh Williamson has been hitting it out of the park with that series.
Yeah, Robin, not Robins.
Correct. Yes, very much so. And if we wanted to go back and nominate for worst miniseries, we could add Robins to the list as well.
An independent comic book miniseries that might make it next, because it's only 1 issue has been out, and I'm sad to say this: Evil Ernie. Evil Ernie sucked. I didn't want it to suck. It sucked. What you gonna do?
I never liked it when he was with Chaos Comics. I never cared for the Evil Ernie ones.
Yeah, and I've been enjoying the Lonely City miniseries as well there, Miss. So, all right, let's move on to the next. The 10th as we're moving on here. The 10th category would have been, if we were to do the traditional Gabby Awards, the worst publisher. So overall, this publisher puts out the worst books.
DC for me.
I would say Marvel for me, because I buy more DC books than I do buy Marvel.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'd probably go with Marvel just because they've ruined more characters that I care about.
I'm done. I can't say. I mean, this is I don't think that I can actually vote for Marvel because Marvel's kicked me completely out. Now that Daredevil has hit its end, I wasn't even interested in picking up the miniseries that's going to lead to whatever Daredevil comes next.
Yeah, that as soon as that miniseries ends up, then with Marvel.
Yeah, EVS hasn't published a book in 2 years. It doesn't give you the book.
Robin has had only 2 issues so far, so I don't think it should qualify. Evil Ernie always looked kind of lowbrow to me, so I know I'm kind of a prude, says Rhaegar. Yeah,
Marvel's been worse for me because I said
be like Black Mask or something. Like they would always end up being the worst. But is there an independent studio that disappoints you as much as the big 2 these days?
IDW.
IDW.
Well, I mean, the problem is, what is IDW actually doing? I mean, it seems like most of their output
Promoting the girl.
Most of their output now is just like printing trades. Yeah, I mean, I'd say, at least for me, yeah, I can't really point to any independent because it's if there's something not there, then I'm not reading them. And
Milkshake Girl got promoted again.
Yeah.
Great.
Basically,
How to
with
Kill
indies,
Company.
if the book sucks, I just drop it immediately. But with DC Marvel, it is a whole universe, right?
Okay. All right. We've come to a consensus, even in the chat, that it's basically Marvel and DC. Okay. Almighty Jack saying Turtles has been bad at IDW these days. So, but I think overall, Marvel and DC is getting the most votes, although Undead Quinn is bringing up Valiant, and Valiant has sucked these days. But let's really think about it. Who is worse between the two?
Well, I was going to throw out, I mean, one independent, although I can't remember when they went out of business, was Bad Idea.
Oh yeah, that was earlier in the year. Bad Idea was a bad idea.
Yeah.
But apparently the books are good, so you can't actually vote that because from what I heard from Skip, the books have been good. Skip and Ash have always been praising them.
We wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And you've only heard that the books are good. That's the big.
They
that was
don't
the big
have
problem.
it where I live.
Yeah. Well,
They don't have them where we live either, and we're here.
No, I mean, I see some people nominating Valiant in the chat. I mean, the only thing I would say is I think over the last 6 months they've put out, what, 6 books? Maybe they're up to double digits.
But if every one of them is bad, that's 100%.
6 issues,
So.
not even books.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
6 issues.
6 issues, and I mean, otherwise trades. I mean, they literally completely almost shut down for all of 2021.
Yeah. But so which one do you think is the worst, Marvel or DC? Because just for the fact that there are DC comics, and this year DC actually put out Crime Syndicate and still had some decent issues and everything.
Like I said, I've been liking when Josh was doing with the multiverse. You know, there's people who hate multiverse, and people hate symbiotes. I'm the opposite of those people.
I mean, again, I gotta go with Marvel.
Marvel's the worst.
The only ongoing Marvel series I'm reading right now is X-Men Legends. And that's because it's the old creators going back to write stories within their classic arcs. And the thing is again, growing up, I was a Marvel kid growing up, and X-Men is completely unreadable. I don't recognize any of the characters. Same with the Avengers. What they've done to Carol Danvers and Captain Marvel is just absolutely awful. What they've done to Jessica Drew and Spider-Woman is just unreadable garbage. I don't have that same level of hatred as I do with DC.
Yeah, just so everybody where we are here. Morania's saying that DC is worse than Marvel because DC is trying to be Marvel 2.0 in terms of ruining their characters. Joe Rogers saying he thinks DC is worse because he's a DC fan. And it is tough. I got to agree. It is tough to see your favorite company do what they're doing. And because I love the characters more, it hurts more when they screw them up.
Same here, and they just did things that take away storylines that I was interested in, like with the Tim Drake thing. You think after they Iceman him, they're gonna make him evil? Ever again? Could he be a bad guy ever again?
Probably never. Probably never.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There was this really good evil Tim storyline from the future, the Savior storyline. From if you remember the future Tim from Super Sons, who became evil and what he was going to do. That storyline can never have its conclusion. That storyline can never be brought up ever again. Like, because you can't have an alphabet guy be the villain.
Yeah. Well, if I was going to provide a counter argument, you can make an argument that DC is the worst because their line of YA graphic novels has been completely awful in 2021, and that's something that you give credit that Marvel hasn't done.
We just talked about this, by the way, the other day. I mentioned how I cannot lie. the Marvel YA has not been complete crap. There's one book. So there you go. Okay,
Well, Marvel
so
also puts all their kid books through IDW because they want to do it themselves.
Marty is saying the debate used to be which is better, Marvel or DC. Now it's which is worse. So, yeah, I did drop Future State Gotham this year. Last issue on the channel will be issue number 10, says Delium. Worst company with worst work condition would be companies in Japan. Marvel has been bad. I'm getting Ghost Rider next year. You know, and the thing is, sometimes you pay. It's like when I got Batman or the Batgirls. I literally just looked at, oh, okay, I like these characters. Let me check this out. And I've said it many times. I should have listened to my own advice. Be careful what you wish for. I picked up 1-star Squadron because, oh, JSA. Let me see what they're doing with them. Not much. No, they're not making them good. Let's see. If you think it's sad, imagine how sad I was to see what they did to my bro Cyclops, says Rhaegar. I loved Cyclops. He's the best X-Men leader. Thankfully, Diamond Boom and Xenoscope exist. And in my opinion, AWA upshot, which is surprising because I used to make fun of Alexis Alonso, but now I've got to call him Axel because those tend to be good books. Yeah.
Well, one of the independents on that side too is check out American Mythologies.
Yeah,
American Mythologies.
Yeah. They're doing some great Edgar Rice Burroughs adaptation and continuing story comic books, and I know they also do some Zorro stuff and a few other licensed properties.
So excluding Riley Rosmo, because I already wrote him down, the next category is worst artist of the last 6 months. Riley Rosmo, because as Venkman's put it, the story in Harley Quinn is actually good. Unfortunately, the art is Riley Rosmo. What would you guys say is the worst art you have seen? Let me get this artist's name since I'm right here. This
is why I speak up early. That person is my nomination.
What?
I was gonna pick the guy that drew Bad Girls.
Let me find this name here. It says Conrad, I guess.
No, that's the writer.
That's the writer. Then it would be
Will Conrad
Clunan?
is the writer. No, Clunan and Conrad are writing together.
I mean, I would rather get like Kelly Jones art doing Batman than have Rosmo.
Kelly Jones was a good Batman artist.
Kelly Jones is an awesome Batman artist. Just
really long ears and the cape that goes on for like 3 city blocks.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Let's see. Bad art.
Can't say live field.
That I've seen.
He's gotten better. He doesn't show the feet anymore.
Who is the publisher? LK, I used to love Zorro stuff. It's called American Mythologies. They do cover a lot of that old stuff there, and they have indie cover comics bringing up Mike Wolfer stories. It's a long-time comic book fan. Thanks to the animated and live-action works, it's tough. DC turning into Marvel 2.0 is a big old WTF. Yet there are still diamonds. Marvel, meanwhile, is a headless chicken. Good to eat, but the sex is horrible. Dominic is also saying Axel Alonso is redeeming himself with AWA Studios. I will say that he should have been more firm and tough with what's going on inside of Marvel Comics. Yeah. Let's see. The artist for Wonder Woman Dead Earth. That was like last year, but he actually got nominated for a Spirit Award. That amazed me.
Yeah. He's a good writer, bad artist, and I found the name of the bad girl artist. It is Jorge Goof Virus. That's his last name.
Okay, Javier Peludo on Valiant's Ninjak series is the worst artist of all time. And
I can't say his last name because it's the same as what's going on outside.
That's weird.
Yeah, his last name is that.
Oh, okay. I was thinking the vid, but you're talking the Ona. And yeah, I was okay. I was like, who names themselves vid? Yeah, that's actually I'm having a hard time thinking of comics with bad art that I read because I've dropped
Greg Land.
I have actually I've been dropping that really quick. It's like I don't suffer bad comics anymore the way I used to. It's not a case of me going, oh well, I think I'll ride this train for a little while, see how it goes. Nope.
With the books I'm reading, it's Chichetto, Gary Frank, so you can't have these guys and bad artists.
Yep, Frank Cho.
Let's see, Javier Peludo. And then we have, let's see, is tomorrow the best comics of 2021? Wait, I don't know.
No, it's next week. It's next week. He's asking what the spirits are.
Spirits,
no,
yeah.
it's every Monday. Next Monday we're gonna do this, but it'll be for the best comics. Okay, so we got the Nubia comic book art. I want to see this.
It's like, ooh, a shotgun. I want to see if I can shoot myself in the face.
Yeah.
It's like it's your enthusiasm. Ooh, Nubia, I want to see this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna toss a name out. I mean, this guy, this person, I don't know if male or female, but Babasu Cortis. So they did a couple of the recent issues of Grim Fairy Tales, and so I mean, we're talking Zenoscope, and one of the selling points of Zenoscope is the bad girls, and the interior art on that, especially issue 54, was just awful. It looked rushed. It looked, half finished in some places. Really, really disappointing.
Yikes.
VENKMAN, that is your thing. So
What is
would you like
my
to
thing?
comment? Zenoscope. Like, you buy their stuff, so you could comment more than he or me.
I wasn't listening. I was looking up some artists.
Look up Grim Fairy Tale 54 if you bought it.
So Nubia and the Amazons. I'm trying to find the artist here. Let's see.
54, you said?
Yeah, Grim Fairy Tales number 54.
Nubia and the Amazons. The artist is named. Where is it?
Looks like Aletha Martinez.
Yep, that's what I got too. Aletha Martinez. So let me share with you what I pulled up for Aletha Martinez. I think we found a winner, guys. I may be able to give Riley Rosmo a break here, as a matter of fact. Wait, where'd it go? I thought I saved it. Where'd I put that art? Because oh my gosh, this is bad stuff. It is bad. I read this book. This is bad. This is like god awful bad.
Ooh.
I was just looking at it, and yeah, it's the faces there are not good.
Okay.
I mean, it looks really. I mean, for the Grim Fairy Tales 54, you can tell it's independent.
Here you go, kids. This is the Nubia art that was nominated.
Yeah, that's worthy, especially in
that is horrible.
Especially in a big 2 book. Yeah,
that is horrible. There's no excuse for this.
You're a
crap.
racist, bro. Quit body shaming her.
As a matter of fact, DC's racist. DC is racist for thinking that's good.
There's nothing wrong with her. It's the fact that you don't like her, attracted to her. You're offended.
We're gonna put up a Black Wonder Woman. We're gonna promote the Black Wonder Woman. We're going to make sure she's out there. We need the worst artist in the creation of comics. That's bad. That's
Indiegogo level art. If you think about it.
He's busy drawing Harley Quinn. Second best artist. Second worst artist then.
I know, right? She saved Riley Rosmo, Javier. What was it? Javier Peludo.
Okay, this is in the 6 months. Look up Unearthed, a Jessica Cruz story.
Okay, give me just a sec, because right now.
So that was Babuso Cortez.
Javier Peludo.
The one you're top for Zenoscope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
You can look it up and I'll share it. If you can look it up, I'll share it out. Oh
For what?
My gosh.
What am I supposed to look up?
Whatever artist you want, and I'll share your screen.
Oh, I know. You can just look up anything about Greg Land. It's pretty much recycled porn images.
Oh yeah. That's
You say that like it's a bad thing, especially.
Well, I'd rather look at
it is in comics.
I would rather look at the porn, sure.
Okay, this is
better
the
than whatever.
Ninjak. This is the Ninjak art that is being said is really, really bad.
I mean, Greg Land made Peter look like the
That looks like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Look at those faces.
What was it, that Spider-Man Crossroads, whatever it was, or something? You had Peter Parker looking like the kid from Jumanji when he turned into an ape.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I can't see that every time I think of anything Greg Land. It's like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the better pages for Ninjak too. I know, there was that preview page that looked like stick figures.
Wait, what country is this in? That they all have swords and wearing turbans?
I don't know. Don't want to say.
Probably some unidentified Middle Eastern type country.
That's racist. They're peaceful. Just leave this up for the rest of the night.
Well, I'm gonna be replacing it in just a little.
You're gonna
bit.
have Bugs Bunny pop out of nowhere. What's up, Doc?
Yeah, I know that's not Hanna-Barbera, but okay, you're trying, and that's
No, I know it's not Hanna-Barbera, but I'm just saying that's the kind of quality level of animation. It looks very, very cartoonish. You could have anybody. Actually, I'd say it's more like
Jeff
Adult
Shaw crossover.
It's like a bad Adult Swim cartoon.
That's Jeff Shaw for crossover.
I don't know if he would make the final cut.
Yeah, I think this one is so far. I mean,
Ooh.
yeah, that is
But-
pretty bad.
As I say, you need to pull up Unearthed, the Jessica Cruz story.
Okay, Unearthed. Unearthed. Jessica Cruz. And then we're going to move on to the next one. And
Your whole goal.
Lord.
I'll just anybody who's what you're supposed to be
Holy
drawing.
Toledo, what the freaking heck is this? It looks like a freaking Lego person, but not in a good, cute way.
Oh, look
Holy
at some
crap.
of the interior pages.
I did bring up the interior. This. Oh, hold on. It takes a little bit to load. There it is. Oh my Lord. That wins. I'm sorry, but that wins. At least there's details to this. It looks like effort went into the Wonder Woman, even though it's bad. Maybe that makes it
only
worse.
one of them was a woman, right? The other one's a guy.
Allegedly.
Oh my gosh.
My name's Frank. I like the cross dress.
This hurts me. Okay, here's the thing, and I really gotta wonder about this. Like Jim fucking Lee is an editor-in-chief at DC Comics. Jim Lee knows what good art looks like because he makes it just by shitting. It's like, oh, look at that, a masterpiece. And he knows. He can look at this and go, that's crap. How does that make it through? That's done on purpose. And this is maybe DC is the worst publisher because this is done on purpose. Somebody greenlit this. This didn't get out by accident.
That's Will Smith.
Somebody said, we're going to put out subpar work because we just want someone to pay for it. That is horrible.
What he reminds you of?
Horrible practices.
You remember that Wonder Woman cover from that Tumblr artist? In the black one?
Well, we actually had her art in the other Nubia cover. The other Nubia cover was her. This one, that's that same artist.
Yeah. That is.
This is worse. This is worse.
Like I said, I can't. It's meant to be a woman. It's a very manly looking woman.
Who is this? Who is the artist on this one?
Somebody named Steph C.
Steph C. Go. I'm sure Steph C. is a. No, probably not. I was gonna say good person, but
A pseudonym.
Yeah, it's just don't work. No, don't work in comics. I could draw a stick figure comic book and make it look better than that. If you drew a stick figure comic book, it would look better than that. And I agree, Trusty. This level of art pisses me off for all of the time I spent trying to get work as an artist, says Trusty. The worst thing about it, like I said, there's good artists out there. There's mediocre artists out there trying to get a job.
You pretty much have to be.
Skull, says Miss So. Maybe Lee puts it on his refrigerator. Oh, that's good. You did a comic book. Isn't that fine? You were doing. Maybe the artist was a Make-A-Wish kid, and their last dying wish was to draw.
Maybe the artist was like a very woke person who just really loves the CW shows, and I mean, like literally loves them. Has to buy every season, has to cosplay, and just says Felicity is the best character ever. Screw Oliver. We don't need him. She'll be the new Green Arrow.
Yeah. I mean, the nicest compliment I can give that art is the person very poorly tried to copy Kevin O'Neill from when he did a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
It was not good. Okay, so I just got an. Well, you know what? We'll finish this and remind me, Jonah. Remind me of the question you just DM'd me, which is, what do you think of my art? And we'll talk about it. I do warn people, however, don't send me books to review if you don't put your best foot forward. That being said, what I think of your art, you know what? Screw it. I'll do it now. You already gave me permission to share. It is in a DM, and normally I don't share out DMs. This is what you first sent, and this is just a rough draft. So let's talk about it then. All righty. Jonah Arts. This is just a rough, obviously. I actually like. You got good proportions. It's even. Little short on the neck, but if he's supposed to be a tank, if he's supposed to be a super strong character, that's never a bad thing.
He's Batista.
Yeah, it's kind of like Batista. Yep. Obviously, it's unfinished, so there are things we can't really say. Are you going for a crazed look or an angry look? Because I'm reading crazed here.
Is that like a Saiyan, like, or like a, or just like looks like he's got a beard. Oh, content.
But overall, I think it's good.
Yeah, Miss O was like, "Is that Goku?" That's my first vibe I got. I was like, "Is that Goku?" Because everyone draws Goku.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the red, I guess, cross hatching wasn't there, so I could kind of see the detail a little bit more. But
I was wondering if that was. I mean, is that? I thought that was kind of lining up stuff. I don't know art very well, but get rid of. It's Asura's wrap.
Yeah, I still have no idea who that is, but I'll acknowledge it.
Yep. Manga style, says Glinzer, pretty good. It's good, says Miss So. So yeah, there you go. I drew a stick figure comic in elementary school that was better than that. not your story. He's talking about the other one. Yeah, but it's pretty good. Again, I put it up. So everybody could give you a little, hopefully a little encouragement and such. I always wanted a little encouragement for everybody. But yeah, I liked it. It was solid art. The red cross stitching may end up being covered by black. It's a way to indicate where the cross hatching should go, says Maranya. So there you go. All righty. So the next one is the worst writer of the last 6 months. The worst writer.
And you can't say Bendis or Tom King. Let's make it hard.
Taylor.
Tom Taylor.
All right, that's one. No,
that actually fits. Yes, worst writers definitely has to go to Tom Taylor.
Kelly Thompson.
4.
Captain Marvel.
Okay, please, sir, explain, because we've already talked about the Superman
for the past 3 years. We talked about Captain Marvel
and the Nightwing.
Just all around bad. What I'll give her credit for is she has interesting ideas, interesting plot ideas, but she can't write dialogue. She just gets so many characters wrong. Every time, for instance, every time that she has Jessica Drew in the book, she writes her as if she's like a 14-year-old hyperactive tween.
Yeah, what is that?
like Eric best friends, yeah.
Eric I think nailed it. I think Eric, the one time we needed Eric to come through, he did. No, I'm just kidding. He said that modern day comic writers write as if they're on Twitter. Like they put the dialogue that our comic book characters are speaking now sound as if they're tweeting to each other. And that's a big problem. It's a lot of comic book writers who seem to have lost the ability to communicate, and therefore their characters do not sound real or believable. They sound like they're on Twitter.
Well, and more importantly too, when you read some of these books, and I'll put Captain Marvel in this, and I mention this one because they keep trying to make Carol Danvers, this Captain Marvel, a quote unquote flagship type character.
Yeah,
and her writing is not worthy of a flagship type character.
Hasn't been. They're afraid to give her flaws. They're afraid to have her challenged.
But yeah, and to go on with that, I mean, I'll say too that they're also afraid to challenge the writer. I mean, so often these books read as if nobody ever gets any negative criticism or constructive criticism on what they're doing. And I mean, when you read the occasional letter pages, I mean, oh my God, those are just horrific. Where it's nothing about, oh, I love this because this person is just like me, and that's the entire basis of the letter. But I mean, just there are just so many things wrong with the way that she characterizes Carol Danvers, just some of the idiotic plot stuff. And I think this probably happened before the last 6 months, but the whole thing where she comes back from the future and then breaks up with Rhodey because she doesn't want to interfere with Rhodey getting together with the person that's eventually going to birth the daughter that she met in the future, and just nightmarish. And then of course there was the whole arc where she learns that she's like anti-magic, and so she goes to Stephen Strange, and of course they have the one night stand. And she tries to learn magic, and he says no, so she blows her off, and she goes and finds the Enchantress, and and of course, I mean, she gets up again, power, Super Saiyan power levels, and it's just bad all the way around.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a few. Obviously, as much as I praised her on Detective Comics, I've got to go with Mariko Tamaki on I Am Not Starfire. One of the reasons being is because, oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember the story. I remember one of the reasons I did not like this is that she is always, I am not my mother. I am not my mother. I am not my mother. And then she gets attacked by Blackfire. She becomes her mother. She gets the powers and so forth and so on. She never stands on her own, and ultimately, in order to survive, she has to become a smaller version of her mother. And I think it kind of works against the story. It doesn't fit for the themes. So when you get past a whole bunch of, forget about writing Starfire as a unfit mother, and Nightwing is a potentially deadbeat dad only because he's never told that it's his daughter. It just, if you're not going to stick to your own story, it's not going to land. Hello to the Almighty Jack. What's up?
Angry Jack today, because we're talking about bad books.
Okay, bad books.
Hey, Angry Jack.
But you did get your. I'm very happy to hear that you got your books. Unfortunately, I made a mistake between Krenez and Darkness Comes, and this comes right after I lead into Darkness Comes. I was like, oh,
you should be called Angry Flapjack.
Yeah.
I would love to have some flapjacks. That'd be
oh yeah, some pancakes would be nice. Yeah, that's good. Okay, kids, we're going to Denny's. All right. Let's see. There is no way Mandy would beat Blackfire. That alone drove me nuts, says Miss So. Critical Drinker covered that phenomenon well in the past video. That's the same thing people said about movies. People write like they are children with adult bodies as if they never grew up.
Well, and that's a big problem. And throw out another nomination. As I think I can't remember if it's Wes or if it's I think it's Wes. Calls him generic Duggan, Jerry Duggan. You can put him on there for Marauders, you can put him on there for X-Men. Marauders is particularly bad, especially with what they've done with Kitty Pryde. But again, this is somebody else that's been put on a flagship book that is not worthy of being on a flagship book.
Yeah. Okay.
Doc is
Critical
also to nerd.
Critical Drinker covered that phenomenon. I don't. Is he the Scottish fella?
I think he's Irish.
Okay, who's the guy with the glasses that just is on all the time? What's his name? He's got sunglasses. You can see the script in his sunglasses. He's angry all the time. He's like, freaking hell. What is his
Geeks and
name?
Gamers.
We're talking about Rageaholic.
Well, that can be Critical Drinker or
Rageaholic.
Mr. H.
Rageaholic. That sounds familiar. He Godspeed, I think he says something like that at the end of the. I saw a couple of his videos, and I was like, "No way, this guy's like this in real life." Because it would just get annoying. You after a while, you'd have to smack him. But I thought it was kind of funny because I was watching his videos. I thought he was
That's
making.
great. It's Critical Drinker. Is right there.
It's Rageaholic that you're talking about.
He talks about. I saw his videos on the Shadow and Green Hornet and everything. That's what drew me to it.
You're talking about the guy who used one of your
yeah, same
titles?
guy.
Yeah,
Same
it's
guy.
Rageaholic.
Rageaholic. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just I think he's funny. I'm sorry, but
Razor Fist.
Razor Fist. There
Yeah,
you go. That's it.
Oh
yeah.
man, Rageaholic looks just like him. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he makes me laugh. I'm looking at him. I can see his scripts in his sunglasses.
Does Razor
He's
Fist
always-
wear the leather jacket too?
and he's always he's always in your face and everything. We grew up with guys like that. It's just okay. Come on, mascot, let's go.
Razor Fist does some pretty good videos. It's
Yeah,
just-
I
know
love his videos.
very
Don't get me
specifically
wrong, but-
the one that you're mad about though. He definitely did not do any research. He
Yeah.
was just it was one of those. Oh, he saw that they were getting views and he had to make a video on it, and he just jumped on it.
Yeah,
Just
I'm sorry,
let it
guys.
go.
My YouTube knowledge, I have always tried to stay away from comic book channels and channels that talk about comic books. So I'm probably not educated in who people are as much. unless
Exactly.
they're in this
I know.
particular
I think
circle.
Ash has a channel, and I know about Linkar. Is he still around?
Linkara, yeah, he
Is Linkara
Wait,
around?
Ash
I
has a
remember.
channel?
Yeah, and-
well, that guy with the glasses is still around, right?
Oh, the
talking
guy.
about that
Yeah, that
bad
guy.
bald
Yeah, the guy with the
one?
hat and the glasses.
Yeah, I used to
He has
watch.
a
I used to
bird.
watch his videos. Yeah, I used
think
to
he
watch
has a bird.
Linkara's, but he
Yeah.
would always put me to sleep.
Yeah, the guy with
So-
the bird. That guy. I forget what.
Yeah, that-
I used to watch his videos all the time. Then the bird just made all the noise, and I just couldn't watch him.
That's not
Yeah, I
critical
stopped watching
drinker.
those
Critical drinker is more intelligent in his assessment, even in his bit. Yeah, he's like I said, he's the Scottish fella, or the Irish fella, or something like that. Critical drinker covered the phenomenon.
Yeah. Okay,
Did I
well,
see
Dominic is wondering about Donnie Cates.
crossover? Yes.
Oh yeah,
I got
Donnie
that
Cates for
down.
being worst writer. For what book?
crossover.
what?
Oh, Cross. Oh yeah.
So Razor Fist is Rageaholic.
Oh,
is what
they're the same
Rhaegar-
person. Okay, that's why. it
Yeah.
was-
Okay. So there you go. All right. I thought so. But I don't know. It's just I like his videos. Don't get me wrong, and I would recommend anybody go check out. He did one on the pulp heroes, which it's one of those things where you go, I wish I did that. You know, it's like the guy's got the YouTube shit down. Good on him. But it's the whole in your faceness of it that I was just kind of. He made me laugh a lot.
Before we start talking about Razor Fist, was
Yeah.
LK talking about putting Duggan on worst writer?
Yeah,
Gary
because
Duggan.
of his
Duggan.
blandness.
Yeah, I would agree because I generally really like his work, but his Hexman stuff has been just how many women can I throw on a main X-Men title? And
Oh, he's just
from there.
phoning it in after Hickman. He's like,
Like-
how the hell do I fix this?
It's been his X-Men series has just I had to drop it halfway through because I usually like his work, and then his Cable book was kind of okay. I know a lot of people don't like Noto's art, but after Cable got done, I couldn't read any of his other X-Men books. They were just bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
let me
yeah,
get
I
something.
mean,
Let me get something clear because this is how bullshit starts. Now, Razor Fist is a good dude, says Rhaegar. And here's the thing. Yes, I can see that. I know that he is not like that all the time. Okay. I actually, through what I've seen, I would love to have a chat, you know, just sit and talk Shadow and Green Hornet and all that kind of stuff. But no, please do not. I could see me saying that the whole it made me laugh becomes a fucking thing because there's always somebody. Oh my gosh, did you hear what he said? No, shut the fuck up about that shit.
people taking stuff out of context? Never.
Not on the internet. No, never happens except for every time. Fist Pop One has a lot of good videos about the Golden Age, says Joe Rogers, and of course we have the Four Color Fossils, who not only talk about the Golden Age, they
live through it and show it.
From the Golden Age, and they have the book still, which they'll actually hold up and say, "Oh yeah, you know that key issue you've always been looking for? It's here." Yeah. So, Eric was talking the other day. He says they were talking about Christmas comics, and we just did that Superman comic where Superman beats the shit out of Santa Claus trying to get him to lose weight. Turns out one guy had it.
Can we also nominate John Ridley?
No, that's a good one.
Is that a good one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we
Isn't he the one that did the other voices though?
Well, I think we also all dislike immensely.
Yeah, but
Batman or.
Yeah, but the problem is well, no, he's doing I am Batman. So yeah,
I'm not nominating anything that I'm not reading. So
quiet, VENKMAN.
That's true. That is actually a good way to be. Yes. All righty, let's see what's the next category. We just did artists, we just did writers. So worst independent comic book kids. Not comic book kids, but worst independent comic book kids.
Oh man.
Crossovers got mentioned, but I'm not really reading that. I can't really say. I would have to go with Ma, which I already talked about. It was horrible.
Anybody liking Radiant Black? I've heard mixed reviews on that.
I have
It was
enjoyed it.
okay. It's very average. It's nothing that could not be at Marvel or DC.
I am enjoying it, and also I'm kind of excited because Image is finally trying to get like a superhero universe going, and Radiant Black is going to be like the flagship hero because they're starting up two other characters, and Radiant Black is getting, as kind of like, it's been going for a year or two, and so they're going to introduce those two new characters plus those guys into an actual universe, and so Image is finally trying to do something with all of their heroes.
You just gave me a great idea. Now, normally I like to keep this for maybe we'll do this on Old Man Comics, but I would love to have everybody do a ranking. Now, normally maybe it's just the panel. If you guys in the chat want to join, I don't want to give the chat homework basically, but I think it would be fun to go back and read and kind of rank the original Image comics. Each of the founders had an issue 1 of their own book, their first book: Youngblood, Spawn, Cyberforce, Wildcat, Savage Dragon, and Shadowhawk. I think I got them all. I might have missed one. I think I missed one. But just see who was actually better out the gate after 40 years. Or 30-something years, as it is. Yeah. I think that might be fun. Or I'll just do it myself as a video. All righty.
I'd be interested because I've been trying to get all of those old Image books. But now they're all disappearing because people are...
They might make it in a movie.
Yeah. Profit, the whole
over
profit stuff.
Miranya's not... you know what? I wrote it down. I didn't read it, but Miranya nominated Cates for crossover and Christopher Cartwell for Iron Man, which... I haven't read crossover except for the first issue, and I just didn't like it, so I dropped it.
I mean, it started back up again, and he had was it Bendis who wrote the first issue of the second volume? I don't remember. He had someone else writing and drawing it as kind of like he took over the book. I dropped it.
It's not.
No, it was. Nick's. What was it? No, it wasn't Nick Spencer.
Which book are we talking about?
Crossover.
Yeah, Purgatory
it was
from Undead
Darsky,
Quinn.
I think.
Bendis has another independent book called Joy something for Image.
Okay, so the
Sure.
independent comic books is harder to talk about. Let's go to the next one.
Well,
Worst
no,
Mar-
hold
Okay.
on. I'll second Joe Rogers. I mean, definitely put Mom on there.
I got
Oh,
Mom, and I got Ma, and I got
He had
Crossover.
Chip Zdarsky write the book.
That's
I
right. Yeah.
just
Issue
said
7.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't hear you substitute Venkman.
Yeah.
So
And the only other one I could think of, and other people would have to say yes or no, is I mean I've heard how bad Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is, the current series.
I haven't been reading it. I wish I.
All right,
I don't
I am
know
going to
who
go
has.
with reviews from an old guy. It's the Steve Orlando book with the presidents.
Oh, Commanders in Crisis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was before. That was at the beginning of the year. But yes, you're right. That sucked.
I think it's still ongoing, isn't it?
It's still
Or did it
ongoing.
end?
It
Well,
sucked.
it finished up, but I think it might have finished like in September or October.
Yeah. Okay, so worst Marvel comic book. If you've been reading one, what is the worst that they have done? Now, I've limited myself to Daredevil and Amazing Fantasy. I haven't really read anything, so I can't. I can't, in good faith, call Daredevil the worst Marvel if that's the only book I'm reading. So, is there anybody who reads Marvel that can come up with a worst Marvel, like the just god awful stuff?
Well, again, as I've been saying all night, top two that are on the top of my mind are Captain Marvel and Spider Woman.
Okay. Captain
Maranya is voting for Iron Man.
as I knew she should. And somebody before mentioned that there's been a year's worth of bad Avengers stories coming from
Yeah,
Jason
I mean,
Aaron.
I mean, Avengers has been so bad, but I'm not even hate reading that one anymore.
Yeah.
So I can tell you what the current storyline is.
Right, that's the whole problem. Anything out of the X Office, see, that's too easy.
Jim, you got to pick one of the many X titles. Nominate one of them.
I'll
Captain
go
America,
with, what is that? Trial of
Infinity.
Magneto.
Trial of Magneto. Man, this is an easy one to do. Just start at the beginning. Start with anything with Dan. See, that would be. I can't really say. Look, I was praising Dan Slott's run on Fantastic Four. I don't like the man personally, therefore I shall never read it again. But I liked it before I dropped it. I dropped it for absolute. I got to talk to this guy before I. He's got I need an apology from him. I took that very personal, and this is a grudge I'm not letting go.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Am I the only one who likes Hulk as a spaceship? Wait, what? Hulk as a spaceship?
That's the new one by Cates.
He's a spaceship.
No, unlike a space, because Banner is in control of the Hulk. He's running from his inside his psyche, like Captain Kirk. He's piloting the Hulk body.
That sounds
Did you-
terrible.
Well, yeah. Have you read it?
No.
Yeah, I thought he had read it.
No, I
Review.
haven't read this. No.
I haven't read.
Well, then
it
again,
yet,
he
but I
doesn't read
thought-
any books though. He just buys them.
I do. I do. He is not lying, guys.
And then you stop buying them for 2 weeks.
I
No.
have a stack this high, and I still have about 150 books worth of.
I have
unbought.
a lot of books I need to catch up on, and
Mhm.
the Marvel and DC books I have been getting are the ones that I've been putting off.
What,
writing.
you mean something like this?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I
my,
have
my last order from DCBS that I haven't opened yet.
I have at least a long box of books I still haven't caught up on.
This right here is the unread books so far. Well, no, there might be one or two issues in there that I've.
Do they come with backer boards and bags, or just like they'll bulk? Is this together as one
What?
when they send your books?
No, I get them with the bags and boards.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Oh,
Because that'd be bad if they didn't.
Okay. I normally like Ryan Oatley's art, but on Hulk it's horrendous. Please add Ryan Oatley on the artist.
I actually know. I like it on the Hulk. I mean, I love Invincible art. It's the same thing.
Okay. Well, we got a couple here: Captain Marvel, Spider Woman, Captain America.
Ryan
Infinity,
Otley is
Gal
a
Magneto.
fantastic artist.
Okay, so here you go. Worst DC comic. I'm going with Mr. Miracle. Anything that can piss me off to the point where I have to live stream right then and there, that wins to me.
Static Shock.
I have to pick Mr. Miracle on that one because, like I said, it angered me how bad Mr. Miracle was.
Outside of Mr. Miracle, the only other one I would pick is I'm Not Batman.
I Am Not Batman.
I can't believe nobody said in these books here. I mean, then again, people probably don't read a lot of DC stuff. There's a lot of DC titles that have not been mentioned.
Son of Kal-El. You know what? In the beginning, in the first part of the month, even with Future State, it was like, holy crap, Suicide Squad's awesome, which I'm still reading. Crime Syndicate's awesome. There were books where it's like, holy, you got to check these books out. And then it's like they went away. And now we get Static and Mr. Miracle and I Am Not Batman and Son of Kal-El. And it's just, why did you do that to Static?
Yeah.
Honestly, why would you do that? This is something that you 90s kids were like, "Ooh, love the cartoon, can't wait, woohoo!" And they screw them up that bad. It's horrible, man. What's going on with that?
Yeah.
I heard people on one of the articles or comment sections on Instagram. They're talking about the milestone stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the one guy says like, I never liked him. I couldn't relate to him. I'm like, and they did like, he's like, you don't have to relate to him. There's so many different books you relate to, but people are just saying like, well, I like him now because now I can relate to him. Wait, I'm thinking like you're racist.
Yeah,
Now
that's racist. That's racism right there. I can't relate to.
So they didn't like the '90s cartoon. They thought the '90s cartoon was too white.
How?
Don't ask me.
He was a poor kid from the projects.
But it was written by a white person, so they whited it up. Supposedly, this is the comments I read on Instagram on some of these things.
Dude, it was written by Dwayne McDuffie.
I know.
The Hulk runs I mostly like are for 70s and 80s. Damn, I haven't read much modern Hulk over the recent years, says Miss. So, definitely Peter David's run, as Dominic is saying. Absolutely agree with that. Icon and Rocket is decent, and I do agree with that. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King was really bad. Okay, here's the thing. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to do a review of this when it's all said and done, because it's true grit. I never read past the first issue because I thought, okay, first of all, I'm going to wait until I get the whole movie. Then I'm going to watch John Wayne because that's a great movie. True Grit's my favorite of John Wayne's movies. Followed by The Cowboys and The Shootist, Searchers.
Nobody's saying they don't like Superman and Authority by
Bravo.
Grant Morrison.
The
Little miniseries.
what is?
I was just thinking about miniseries. Grant Morrison has a Superman and Authority. It's a 4-issue miniseries.
Haven't read it. Didn't you read Harley Quinn?
That's mostly Venkman, but I did read the first couple issues. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked the story.
It's the art that just
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Like if E would read it to me, I'd probably like it even more.
Hey kids, turn off your computer and just listen
close
to
your
the
eyes.
voice.
Just visualize.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other one I would nominate if somebody seconded it, because I only read the first issue and it completely turned me off, was the current Wonder Woman by Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad.
Yeah, I haven't read.
It was
Wonder
not
Woman.
Is that where she comes back from being dead?
Yep.
No, she's dead in that part.
The one where she was like in
Valhalla, yeah.
Yeah.
I read like a couple issues of that and like, oh, she knocked boots with a guy.
I
Some
thought
of
they
that-
had sex.
Really, the only thing I can say about the Harley Quinn book is that those Derek Chu cover Bs are always one of the better covers.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's like Catwoman. Catwoman, you could buy just for the covers alone. They're always so freaking awesome. Yeah. All right.
And sometimes the Catwoman covers are the main covers. Like I just bought the last one, the last the one before Trini Howard comes on, and I actually ended up getting the trade instead of the stock because the trade looks better.
Here we go. The last category of the evening is worst comic book, be it independent, Marvel, DC, no matter the writer or artist, whatever, worst comic book overall. So of all the ones we mentioned, don't just lay them out. Think of everything we've mentioned tonight, and what is the one book that you want to point to and go, you need to be erased from existence because you are so bad. No, forget about that. You need to be put in a museum as an example of what we shall never do. It's like pictures of the Nazis. Pictures of the Nazis in this comic book need to be up there to remind humanity of the evils that we shall never revisit.
But
What
we
is
don't
that
do that
comic
anymore.
book
That's
been
called
out this
censor.
year?
It's too hard for us to look at, so we censor that.
No. Some of us haven't gone to college. We can handle it. So go. Like, what is the one? And I'm not talking about modern day Nazis that just so happen to get the last sprinkled donut. I'm talking about the real ones. All right.
Under that definition, Mothers of Madness.
Okay, we've got Mom, and then we have a nomination of X-Men Green. Okay, I mean, this has got to be the absolute
I have
worst.
to say I'm not Batman, just because of the simple fact that they've simultaneously not only ruined Batman, but they ruined like established characters. Like the Fox family
like
is
the
just
Fox family
completely.
is done.
They terrorized the family. Like they used to be fairly well recognized and loved characters of the series.
We got 3 backings of X-Men Green so far. Miranda's still going on Iron Man.
X-Men Green is a digital comic though, so can't hurt you unless you go online.
Mom is horrible. I agree, but once again, this is a book that made me so angry I had to live stream immediately about it. That doesn't happen a lot anymore. I'm actually kind of I've lost my sensitivity. Like, I'll read something, I'll go, yeah, that sucks. When in the past I would have gone, get online, and and I would have made a video of it. I don't do that anymore.
The one that hurt me the most, but I can't vote for it. You can't nominate it, but even though it is still, I guess, still going on, if it ended or not. But it's United States Captain America. That was the one that really pissed me off all the way through.
The United States of Captain America that says you don't have to be Steve Rogers.
But that first issue, I think that was before June, wasn't that?
Yeah, but if it ended in the second half of the year, that's fine.
I mean, the majority of them happened July plus. So.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle's first issue came out the very last week of June.
Yeah. Well, and then just as Maranya says, Iron Man for the last 5 years. And
I gotta admit, though, Iron Man is really offensive. I'm not a huge Iron Man fan, and I read the last issue, and I just it's rock'em sock'em cosmic robots destroying, hitting people with planets, killing people. It's one guy, I finally survived, and I'm telling this story, and then he dies at the bar. It's like a Star Wars alien bar scene, it was horrible. Instead of the cosmic, all the cosmic entities come in, the tribunal, whatever it is, and it says oh, we're gonna take Korvac and we're gonna lock him away. He beats the powers, and they're pretty much like Tony is left with the power. They don't take the cosmic power away from him and turn him back to be a human. They let him be that. And he returns to Earth. That is horrible. It's basically oh, this person is horrible. Is bad, but don't worry, Tony. We've seen you as superior, Iron Man. You're not a threat to anything with power. I don't know. Cantwell makes Captain Marvel look better every day.
I gotta tell you, we've got X-Men Green, Mom, I Am Not Batman, Iron Man, Mr. Miracle, United States Captain America. I'm very happy we were able to at least trim it down. But there you go.
Also, this is Iron. This is in the real Iron Man. This is a dead. This is actually a clone body with an AI backup into it. Ultron's coming.
The worst
cosmic
comic.
Ultron.
The worst comics. I'm glad we got this. This is what I wanted. I wanted a cathartic live stream where we could just get the anger out. I don't think I went on any I didn't get on the soapbox. The Germans didn't bomb Pearl Harbor.
Everybody loves Crush and Lobo, right?
I don't think
guess.
anyone
there was not one nomination for that.
I don't
I
think
did-
anyone read it.
I didn't read
Yeah.
it.
Well, I think it's amazing. We've got an entire roster of categories in. There's no Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. There's no
Yep.
Ironheart, and I
We
don't
decided
think
we
any
decided to
Vita
wise
Ayala
up with
books
the
got
money.
nominated.
Wait, who else? LK?
And I don't think any Vita Ayala books got nominated.
Static Shock got nominated once
Yeah.
or twice.
Oh, that's right. I
That's right.
keep
You know,
forgetting
well-
that they gave her that book.
Yeah,
What were you
that's-
saying, Kat?
we decided to wise up with what we spend money on.
Well, that's the problem when you're doing this. If you after a while you just start dropping. It's like I said with the movie list. I used to watch everything, right? So I would have seen Space Jam 2 and all that kind of crap.
Like Champions was a book.
Was
Nobody-
Riri in any major books?
Mm.
I don't even remember her being in a
Didn't
book.
they do a champion? Hey, Ahsoka,
Oh,
what's
Champions?
She's in-
Okay.
I don't know if Champions is going on, but I don't know if she's in it though.
If she's
That might be
in
the
it,
only
but
one, 'cause-
Because
it's like the Bad Girls. It's like the Bad Girls book E was showing. Like I would have gotten it, but I just saw the name and I'm like, nope, nope out. Writers' names, nope out.
it just I guess I didn't think Riri has been in anything most this year.
Oh, did anybody read Refrigerator Full of Heads in DC?
I read the
No.
first 2 issues. Yeah.
I read Basket Full of Heads and then
Refrigerator Full of Heads was
I kept thinking, is it gonna be like a Kyle Rayner coming home and like, hey, I'm gonna get a beer? And
no. It was not good. I didn't care for it, which is a surprise because I did like the first run of
I
Joe
skipped
Hill
it because Joe Hill wasn't writing it. That was the
Yeah.
reason why I read the first one.
It seems to be evident. It was not good. I got to say, as far as horror, and this might be something we talk about next week when we're talking about the good books, the best books of 2021 is going to be next week. So please join us for that on Monday at 9:00 ish. Lake House, Lake House with a View, something like that.
Last House on
La-
the Lake.
Whatever. Yes. Point being is, it's good. I like that one. There's a couple of them. A mini series that I could have brought up, but I think it's I don't know. I'm reading it. I'm almost to the end. It's called The Me You Love in the Dark, which started off interesting but kind of veered. I don't know if it's horrible enough.
It's Scotty Young and the artist he had for Middle West.
Yeah, it's that's the problem. It wasn't bad enough to be here. I think this might be brought up beyond the breach next week. It's just so amazing. I can't wait to talk about the good stuff. Now that we talked about the bad stuff, we kind of clean the blood a little bit. Let's talk about the good stuff. We'll look on to 2021 with some eyes wide open, a little bit more hope in them. That's what we're going for, and I'm sure they'll be dashed quickly with whatever bullshit they're going to be putting out. But yeah, we could at least try it. We could try it. Let's see. Sounds good. I've started checking out the Legion of Superheroes a little bit. Make sure if it says Brian Michael Bendis, that's not Legion. That is not Legion. But there you go. But yeah, thanks a lot for hanging out with us and talking about the worst comics.
Thank you for the face reveal. Okay,
yeah,
we can finally see what's behind you, the Iron Giant.
Yep. Yeah, so you can kind of see Iron Giant posters there.
You were looking at that for like a year and a half when I have that poster. It was up.
You did have that poster.
And the MST3K poster from
Yep.
the first crowdfunding crowdsource thing, and then
The difference between mine and his is mine was a full. Mine is actually the movie poster. His is a print. So
no, that's
yeah, but with that,
that's a theatrical movie poster.
that looks way too small to be a theatrical movie poster.
It's 27 by 40. I don't know if I can move my camera up.
Okay, it's 27. Yeah, that wow. From I guess it's because it's far away. It just looks
Yeah.
small for it.
And then below that are all the Common America standees.
It's just like Ingleton. He's not that fat. When you zoom out, he's actually
no,
smaller.
I am exactly this fat. I am not going to give myself a break on that. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of good books, today in the mail, I got the most recent Common America book that was crowdfunded, Volume 4.
Same here.
Oh, awesome!
Awesome.
That's the one I'm looking forward to. I got Arc Athena last week in the mail.
I got my omnibus.
If it says B&B, it's not comics.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I will say too, I finally got around to reading the Batman White Knight trade, and I wound up reading that thing in entire one sitting, and I loved it so much that on my drive home from my aunt's place after Christmas, I stopped at Barnes and Noble and got Curse of the White Knight. So
Nice.
And you'll be happy to hear there's another series coming next year.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I mean, my first taste of the Murphyverse was reading the Harley Quinn miniseries, and totally enjoyed that. And so the opportunity to kind of go back and read the original origins, and the way he just did slight tweaks with the Batman mythos, I thought was just really fantastic. So yeah, I can't wait to see what he does with the Batman Beyond piece. I think, does that come out in April or May?
Something like that. I don't remember the exact
3 months
date.
after 3 months after this month, so whatever that is. I guess in the solicits this month, so 3 months in the future.
Oh, so March or April.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What do we got going on? Tomorrow is Tuesday, so it's kind of open. It depends on what my wife wants to do, though. I think it might be fun. If she's home, if we're staying home, we'll do a live stream maybe on Old Man Comics. I want to start getting some views over there because I kind of abandoned it for a little bit. Maybe a top 10 of some sorts. And let's see. This Friday, shoot, did we even talk about what we're reading this Friday? There is no professionalism on this channel at all.
Well, we're no longer doing Christmas stuff. So
yeah, it's gonna be something. I'll find something cool, man. Seriously.
First Miss Marvel book.
Yeah, I'll find something cool.
Kamal Khan.
Yeah.
Oh, that is Marvel #1.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We'll find.
I'm not Starfire. Can we read that, please, sir?
Maybe talking about you wanting to do a stream on original Image books. Maybe do one of those first appearances.
Youngblood.
Like the first Spawn, or first Spawn is actually. I mean, I still think.
You think we'll actually get Eric
good.
Breen to sit and read the first Youngblood or Spawn?
The first issue of Spawn is pretty good. I don't know why people would say otherwise.
Exactly. All Breen has to do is jump on, just have his camera off, his mic off, and no one even notices.
There is a character Breen would love to voice, and it's the police detective. He talks like Breen. He would love it.
Yeah, this would be a much better Miss Marvel book.
I think so.
If we ever get a character with Death in there, he can voice Death.
Do a JSA reading, says Trusty Sidekick. See, that's
there he is. He says on.
Well, come on, Breen. You would love to read Spawn 1.
Yeah. Alrighty, gang. So anyway, we'll figure something out. Saturdays we do the auction at 9 o'clock. Sunday is our Jeopardy, which now you got the face reveal. We know the mic works. LK, you got to join, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
Especially with how bad the Steelers season is, I'm not really sure I want to watch another Steelers game this Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. And as always, kids, thanks for hanging out with us. If you don't mind helping out the channel, links to Ko-Fi is in the description below. Thank everybody who's already done that to everyone. All of the true believers. Thank you very, very much for watching.